Greetings, sentient beings. This broadcast is not intended for children. There will be strong language and adult themes. Okay, YouTube's still lagging on me. There we go. Although I don't think we have anybody in the audience yet. Because it says only 2 watching, and I think that's me and Jenny. So, yeah, I think we have to, wait a bit here for people to start showing up.
No, I have the stream up, so am I the only one being? So somebody's not getting counted.
Yeah, well, YouTube is known for that.
Well, if you're out there in chat, say something.
Yep. Please, people, don't lurk. Let us know if you're there. But yeah, that's I keep recounting that there was one stream I was in that I was having a conversation in the side chat with 3 other people, and YouTube said there were only 2 people watching.
So how goes the scheduling for the marathon?
Overall, pretty good. I've got a lot of spots on Christmas morning to fill. Oh, there we go.
Hi, gang.
Hello.
Does this mean that we're unfinished we're finished with the unfinished?
Yes, our unfinished panel is now no longer finished.
And
why don't you just unfinished?
And why don't you just call Uber?
Call Uber?
Yeah, finish the journey.
Good one. But by the way, Spooky Bed Hair is frequently making puns about my handle, like my unfinished homework, my unfinished leftovers, etc. Which I appreciate that, Spook.
Yep. A lot of people still have unfinished leftovers. A lot of people still have cold turkey in the freezer or cold turkey in the fridge.
Yep.
God,
I am having a serious problem wording today.
You're only supposed to keep that shit for like 5 to 7 days. And after that,
I still have a turkey wing, but I had it in the freezer though. So
the freezer is fine. That's perfectly okay. But that dressing's getting ready to walk away on its own.
Hey, I've got a whole ecosystem hidden in the back of my fridge.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I do as well. I need to do some cleaning out. I got a lot of cleaning to do.
Well, when I lived with my sister, there was a container of bad chip dip that I left back there because it seemed to be eating everything else that molded.
Yeah.
Okay, they're spooky.
So how are my 2 fellow Minnesotans here coping with the weather?
Driving home last night was kind of scary, but yeah, I decided I just wasn't going out today at all.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah,
for you guys in Florida. Oh, that would be Mage. It's gonna hit 10 below, 20 below this weekend.
No, thank you.
Oh, yeah. You wuss. Come on up here. Bring your swimsuit.
No, I can still walk around outside with just a t-shirt. So.
Well, so can we for a while.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that I got below 0 just means I finally have to take my coat out. Up until this point, I've been just walking around with, just a hoodie.
Mm-hmm.
So, I had a dental appointment at 8:00 this morning.
That's too early.
I was about 10 minutes late.
I guess you still have teeth.
And permission to chill briefly?
Sure.
Because the hygienist was asking me what I was doing today, and I said I had a live stream, and she said, well, Dr. Moffitt likes online shout-outs. So my dental appointment was with Moffitt Dentistry in Champlin. So that's the shout out there for my dentist.
There you go.
You better give him a discount.
I'm not sure if associating him with us is really going to be good or bad for his business.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it does get below 72. Not today, but it does.
Yeah. Well, and for anybody who's wondering, this is just normal for December in Minnesota. Nothing really unusual here, which, I realize does make a difference that people here are, prepared for it and expecting it. People here, you generally have the proper winter gear and such.
Although I mean, yeah, this kind of weather happens in June in Minnesota sometimes, but it is like 10 degrees less than the typical average.
Yeah, there are only 2 months of the year that we have never had snow, and that's July and August. We've had it as late as like June 8th and as early as like September 4th.
Yeah, you guys are only about 40 or 50 degrees. He's cooler than in what's considered frost here.
Well, we're just at the stage that we have crossed over from refrigerator to freezer.
What a scrumptious lunch I'm having.
I have not gotten to food today yet. What have you got, Jenny?
A cold can of Chef Boyardee beef ravioli.
Well, Jenny, I would recommend if you can get your hands on some the Activia yogurt is good. Considering you've been on all those, probably on a bunch of antibiotics.
Yeah.
Gut bacteria.
I personally like the Yoplait brand.
You're suggesting I eat cow pus? Ugh.
No, I'm suggesting you eat live bacteria.
Well, I do that anyways. I don't believe in house cleaning.
Yeah, well, I thought that was the whole point of still eating the Thanksgiving turkey when it's been more than a week.
Depends on the color of the bacteria.
Okay, how about the Frontiera?
Oh.
Oh. Yeah, I'm slightly awake now because after I posted the thing on Twitter, I literally just curled up in the fetal position and tried to nap for about half an hour. So, and I was going to get up now and prepare for the stream, but Sammy decided to hop up on my lap.
And you don't have enough strength to move a cat off of you?
No, Sammy's son has been having a bad time last couple of weeks. I think he's got a bad tooth. He's got a vet appointment for tomorrow. But it's like he can't seem to eat the crunchy food at all anymore, so. And I was really worried last week because he just hid under the bed for 3 days, so I was afraid he was giving up.
Ooh.
So yeah, well now, I coached him out, and now he's been, back to kind of his normal thing of laying in the windowsill and, coming up and asking for pets again. So
That's good.
I think at least psychologically I've reassured him, but I think that the pain was getting to him and that he was getting very depressed. So I don't really want to move him if he's, up here looking to cuddle for a bit.
Definitely.
Spooky, we haven't started on the stream topic yet because when we opened the show, nobody was here.
So what is the stream topic today?
Human rights.
Yep, it is Human Rights Day.
Which means that it's the one day of the year that nobody from the right wing can celebrate.
Or the U.S. in general at this point.
I thought it was the one day of the year that people on the right had to keep their mouth shut.
It is, but
Wouldn't
the
that
rest
be
of us are.
nice?
But the rest of us are under suspicion.
Oh yeah, we get watch lists now. Have you heard?
Yep.
We have official watch lists for anybody who's in right wing MAGA,
Yeah,
basically.
well, and Pam Bondi is compiling a database of all of the people who have said nasty things about Trump.
Mm.
Oh, I should send them directly, so I'm sure she has them.
Yeah.
Well, if she goes through any of our past streams, we're all targeted.
Oh yeah.
I would be proud to go to prison for saying things against Donald Trump.
Yeah.
That's a decent reason to go to prison. I mean, if we're gonna go to prison. Like, sure, I'll keep saying it too.
Yeah, unfortunately, with the way they're running things now, they would push a trans woman into being housed with the male prisoners.
Let's see, what was it? Trump is an orange shit stain on America. How's that one? Not good enough?
Okay, is
he's just-
Donald Trump like a glass of Tang that somebody has left out at room temperature since the 70s?
No, Tang evaporates.
Yeah, that's true.
He's still with
Yeah.
us.
Yeah, well, one dismissive remark I hear from right wingers occasionally is, oh, that's just Orange Man bad. Well, yeah, if the Tang has been left out since the 70s, it's Orange Man putrid.
Mm-hmm. Well, when they have gone to the extreme,
Ooh, that was a good one.
some of the Christian nationalists have gone to the extreme that you can't even say Hitler was bad.
Oh yeah, we've got was it Nick Fuentes trying to say that Hitler was based?
Yeah. And
did any of you see the interview with Nick Fuentes and Piers Morgan?
No.
Oh, it was absolutely delightful. So Nick, are you gay?
I wouldn't be surprised if he was.
Well, there's very strong rumors to that effect.
Yeah, there's documentation of him, having tabs of gay porn, leaked.
And of course, Nick answered, "No, I'm not. No, I'm not gay. I'm not. Are you attracted to women?" Yeah, I'm attracted to women. That was convincing, Nick. He says, should they be allowed to vote? No, they shouldn't. Should they have to stay home? Yes, they should stay home. And Piers Morgan says, have you ever had sex? and Nick answers no.
I have a friend.
So Piers just ends up with saying, and all of this from a man who has never been laid. And it goes on from there, but that's a good little chunk of it. What a fucking loser that dude is.
Yeah. But yeah, there was a recent poll taken. I forget who it was, but it was one of the more reputable independent polling things. And they polled Republican voters, and 42% of them openly said that they are racist.
Oh yeah, I saw that little blurb.
Yeah, so they're admitting it in public, and they don't see it as being a problem. And that's nearly half of the people who voted for Trump.
Yeah, but we all knew that. They just came out and said what we already knew.
Yeah, it's not exactly shocking news. Actually, the only shocking part is that it is actually still less than half that are admitting it openly. We kind of knew that virtually everybody who voted for Trump the second time was only voting for his policy to purge the country of brown people.
Did you hear his comments about immigration in the last 48 hours? he was expressing how upset he is that why do we get people from all these shithole countries? He was referring to the Somalis.
Mhm.
And he says, why can't we get some people from Norway or from Sweden?
Yeah.
Oh
he's-
yeah, you're not too racist, are you?
Maybe because the people in Norway and Sweden want to stay there because they have health care.
And education and housing and
Yeah.
elderly
Yeah.
care and child care and
Maybe because they have a happier index than we do by far.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he said that during his first term.
yeah, he said it again.
Well, this has come directly to Minnesota now because Trump has also, sent ICE agents into Minneapolis to harass the Somali communities.
And
Yeah.
I'd like to give a shout out to the high school students in Burnsville, Minnesota, who left the school building and went out and protested against ICE. I think that
I
was
did hear about
yesterday.
that. Excellent.
Nice.
Yeah, I love seeing the young people getting involved and, actually realizing these things matter.
Oh, and of course you have the people trying to argue, oh, we can't do a universal healthcare system. Look at Canada. Look at the UK. Hey, they have horrible wait times. Well, the way you fix horrible wait times is increase its accessibility.
Well, and not to mention, I would rather have a 6 months wait than feel that there's no way I can ever have this addressed.
We have absolutely atrocious wait times in America.
Yep.
I mean, go try to make an appointment with just a regular internal medicine doctor. How long you have to wait?
Yeah, and on top of that, their examples are usually Canada or what's going on in Europe, and neither of them are really particularly good examples at the moment, considering what's going on with people trying to sabotage the whole system in those places.
Hi, Molly.
Hey, Monty.
Hello, Molly.
I was, as you guys know, I was in the hospital and I got out and I'm trying to recover and I'm not doing very well.
Mhm.
So I left a note to my doctors and her staff, and they got back to me this morning. They say, well, we can't get my blood pressure doesn't seem to want to get over 80/40.
Oh, shit.
And they said, that's pretty bad. You need to come
Yeah.
into the emergency room.
Yeah, that
it's
sounds like passing out every time you stand up.
I don't actually. I feel like I'm on the edge of it, but I'm
Mhm.
doing okay yet. I strategically set up chairs between my bedroom and the bathroom so that I have one or two places to sit down if I need.
That's good.
That's good, yeah. To always have someplace close by.
We can always get you those pants that have the chair built into them, so all you have to do is just sit down.
Oh, that would be good. Maybe one of those. Maybe one of those airbags for your head. Have you seen those?
Yeah, no, I don't
If you
think I'm sure to do that.
if you start to fall over, they pop open just like an airbag in a car, and
Yeah.
they really work.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, I have seen those, promoted for people with epilepsy.
Not a bad idea.
So yeah, so that's the whole issue of they couldn't get me in to see me until late January.
Yeah.
So they said you need to go to the emergency room. Oh yeah, okay, and so change my cost from a $5 copay to $2,500. Sure, we can do that.
Yeah. Yeah, I did see a protest. I'm not sure where it was from, but a big crowd pushing to expanding the Medicaid for all thing, and I'm definitely for that.
Gothbosh, 80/40 is critically low. That is not high.
Yeah, my normal is 120/80.
And that is perfectly normal.
Yeah.
So I just hope for it hanging around 90/50. That's good enough for me.
I forget what mine was last time I was in the hospital, but it's pretty good. I remember that much.
Yeah, the doctors are also surprised. Obviously, stress level affects your blood pressure. So, like, if they take mine and it's too high, I can just, if they just give me literally 1 minute to do a self meditation, I can bring my blood pressure down 10 to 20 points.
Oddly enough, my blood pressure doesn't seem to be all that affected by things like my heart rate and all that.
Perp, remember when you're in the office and that nursing assistant comes in and says, "We're going to take your blood pressure," you could say, "Fine, in 2 minutes you can," and they have to comply.
Yeah, well, most of the time it's okay. It's just, once in a while, if I just, other things are making me anxious.
Yeah, okay. Well, you're gonna take my blood. Where are you gonna take it now?
I keep
Well,
asking my GPS that, it tells me, like, to take the next right. And it's like, but what if somebody else driving needs it later on that night?
You're gonna bring back my blood pressure after you're done with it.
Perp, never, ever right. Never, ever go right. Just never, ever.
Well,
Left or forward.
okay, then I'm going to be making left turns all my life because I just can't do straight.
UPS, UPS, right turns are actually safer than left turns in America.
Definitely. Yep.
UPS planned their drivers' routes based on the packages that they have for the day, where they actually plan the guy's route so that he's not making left turns.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of places do that.
Yeah, so they're not sitting at an intersection waiting to make a left turn. It's easier for them to make 3 right turns and go around the block.
Yeah, I've heard the same with autonomous cars too.
Yeah, did you see that great video that showed up yesterday? Waymo just announced that they're releasing the hounds that they're starting yesterday or the day before. They have their driverless taxi service available in one city, I guess, San Francisco, I think, to initiate and to get it going. And somebody produced a video where a one Waymo car got in the way of another Waymo car, and so they both froze. And a third Waymo car came along and hit them, or something ridiculous like that.
I saw the greatest troll that there was, someplace that they had the automated taxis parked for the night, and somebody went out there and painted a yellow line across the front of them, so they were completely in a yellow box, and none of them could get out of it.
Yep. That was a defect discovered when Tesla first put their guys on the road, that people go and paint a box around them and they couldn't move.
Yeah.
I really would like to have a self-driving car, but they are definitely not anywhere near safe yet, and kind of doubt if I have some doubts as whether they can ever be made safe.
Yeah,
enough.
well, it's always going to be, at some point, the car needs to make a moral decision. Because
Yeah.
at some point it comes to, do you hit the pedestrian or do you go off the road and risk hurting your occupant?
Yeah.
Well, there's even more instances than that. Just last week, a Waymo drove through a police road closed situation. I didn't know if it was a traffic accident that was going on or some police action or whatever going on, but the roads were closed and the Waymo drove right through it.
Yeah, they melt the sensors and all that malfunction.
No,
Another thing occurred to me last night.
They're just not prepared for the infinite number of possibilities that it has to consider, where the human mind is.
Yeah. Another thing that occurred to me last night is, can they tell the difference between a police car's flashing blue light and a snowplow's flashing blue light? Because one of them, you're supposed to pull over to the right and stop. The other one, you're supposed to just get out of whatever lane it's in.
That's a good question. And of course, the Tesla self-driving systems are even worse than most of the other companies trying to do, because they only rely on cameras, whereas all the others rely on multiple sensor systems.
Yeah, that what is it, LiDAR or something they call it?
LiDAR, yeah.
LiDAR, yeah.
Yeah, they rely on cameras, lidar, and I think some other system so they have a full field of vision around them.
Yeah, well, I've seen videos comparing them, and the LiDAR is far better at like detecting pedestrians and animals in the road.
Hmm.
BMW uses lots of sensors in their cars too. They have in their flagship, the 7 Series. They introduced a couple decades ago now. It's a sensor that keeps the temperature of the driver's seat in mind and monitors it, and will turn on a set of fans to cool the seat for you necessary. It's also rumored to have a fart sensor.
Fart sensor.
Yes.
That seems very important.
Okay,
Well,
but
not a bad idea in a car.
yeah, are these also the cars that you have to pay a regular subscription, otherwise they
Oh,
start shutting
jeez.
features off?
Yeah, they got some bad press over the subscription on the heated seats.
Subscription on your.
Really? Is that true?
Yes,
Yes.
yes, yes.
Oh, I did not hear that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was hearing about that last winter.
BMW.
Yeah, that
Yeah, I
came
think it
across
was
a lot
both
like
BMW and Mercedes got some flack for that.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't want to. I don't want a car that has needs a subscription to run in features.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
that's inappropriate.
Yeah, I hate that everything is going to subscriptions. It's why can't I just buy something and keep using it? Because it's like a lot of stuff I have, everybody tells me is obsolete, but it still works perfectly fine for what I originally bought it for.
Because the corporations make more money off of you, the subscription.
Yeah. Well, that's why they hate me, because I do this. I make things last longer than they're supposed to.
Yeah, and a little fun fact, since we were talking about LiDAR a few minutes ago, the Terminator, or the T-800, his eyes are supposed to be working on a form of LiDAR.
Mm. I was wondering with the Terminator about the whole liquid metal thing of was he supposed to be made out of mercury that then had something to cause it to solidify when he needed it?
He was made out of nanites.
Ah,
Oh, those nanites are so creepy. I can feel them under my skin. Ugh.
that was my concept for a shapeshifter. That rather than being a single entity, it's a colony of nanites. It's the only kind of shapeshifter I could get to really make sense. Then again, you have caterpillars that completely liquefy themselves and then form up into something that looked nothing like them.
An interesting example of epigenetics at work.
Yeah, I really don't understand the caterpillar thing. How can they do that and still know what they're supposed to form into? How does the chemistry work to do that?
It would be called DNA.
Yeah, but it's so bizarre that the DNA is really reconfiguring itself.
It's
Yeah.
just the switch. It's just like I said, it's a good example of epigenetics. It's just the same genes being switched in different ways.
Yeah,
So they
different
express
things
differently.
being turned on and off.
Yeah.
That when they hatch as caterpillars, the gene for the wings is turned off, and after they go through the chrysalis stage, they turn that on.
Actually, it's the legs of the caterpillar get repurposed into the wings.
Yeah.
What amazes me about that whole caterpillar process is that in that metamorphosis stage, they are liquid.
Yeah.
They're just
Yeah.
liquid.
That's why I was saying, yeah, they literally liquefy themselves and then reform.
I don't know.
And that's the part I don't get how that can work.
See, the Chinese have been hiding us for centuries that liquid caterpillars are an aphrodisiac. So if you see caterpillar cocoons out there, you get them, you slice them over and suck them dry,
Oh,
and
Hmm.
Sounds tasty.
Um,
I think I'll pass.
Molly's son was doing a project that he was collecting the monarch butterfly caterpillars and putting them in a terrarium inside for them to go through the chrysalis stage and then releasing them after they came out as butterflies,
yeah,
just
I've
to
done that as a
increase the
kid.
number that could survive.
yeah,
Yeah, I've done that as a kid.
that's a popular thing. It increases the success rate, like doubles it or something like that.
Yeah, so he collected. Well, normally in the wild, according to what he researched, it said like only 10% actually reached the butterfly stage, and he collected like 50 some of them, and like 40 of them got to be butterflies. So
Cool.
And it's good to plant milkweed if you can.
yeah,
Red,
I got in
red,
trouble.
red milkweed. There's
I got
various
in trouble in New York because a patch of milkweed had started growing by my back gate. And the woman next door actually called the city on me because I wasn't mowing that patch of the yard, but I refused to cut down the milkweed until all the monarch butterflies had migrated out of the area.
Did you get a ticket?
No, the city sent me a notice, and I sent them a letter back explaining it, and I never heard anything after that.
nice.
So apparently the letter got received by somebody who understood the situation.
There's a section of Milwaukee County that it's county parkland, and they designated it a monarch zone, and you're not allowed to take any plants out of there or any insects. You're not allowed to harass the monarchs. Just leave it alone. Walk away. You can look, but don't touch.
And hi to Demon Org and Big Bad Mama.
And it got to a point where the other department of the county wanted to build a building on that location, and the county had to fight itself in court, and the county won.
The county had to fight itself in court. That must have been interesting.
Sounds like when
Unfortunately, the downside of that means that the taxpayers were paying the court costs for both parties.
Sounds like when Sony sued itself.
It didn't actually get to go to court, but there's just lots of internal strife and stuff about that, and the public got involved, of course. And it was in this area. It's called the County Institutions Grounds. I don't know how many acres it is. It's got to be a couple hundred, several hundred acres, where all the various medical colleges and hospitals and clinics and things like that get built. And it's just a real parkway kind of situation. It's really a very good idea.
Okay, well, we're up to a dozen people watching now, so.
Okay, does that mean I have to get naked now?
It's always optional here. I mean, we put that disclaimer here about, not intended for children, so I guess we can do that, right?
Okay, I'm totally naked. I only had to take off my socks.
As long as your camera's on, it kind of doesn't matter.
Isn't that kind of chilly in this weather?
No, I have this thing called a furnace.
Well,
it's this new white man invention.
Yeah, well, the heat in my building is not that good. They keep it set low.
I shouldn't say that. I think it was the indoor furnace that was invented by a black man.
We'd have to look that up.
Yeah, I forget.
Pull it up. That goes about there. Okay. The cats still want to know who is working on the outdoor furnace.
Well, those have experienced a what do you call that? Not rejuvenation, a resurgence. People have all those outdoor wood burning things that
Yeah.
help heat the house too. I don't know how they do that, but
See, the natural gas furnace, heating furnace used was invented by Alice H. Parker, a woman.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, because we all know women haven't contributed anything worthwhile other than in being baby makers in the U.S.
we should do that as a serious topic sometime. Inventions by women and minorities that have been stolen and
Yeah,
Well,
discredited.
actually, we should do things like that, for the specific days, like National Women's Day and like, for Black History Month.
yeah, you can definitely make a whole show of just listing off what they've invented.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I know that a woman invented the table saw because she was sitting there working with her treadle sewing machine and
Yeah.
watching out the window, watching her husband saw wood. And she came up with the idea of, what if we connected a saw blade to the sewing machine treadle? That would be a lot easier.
Yeah, but keep in mind her nickname became Stubby.
Well, no, because every time she cut off her finger, she sewed them back together.
There you go.
My friend gave me a bubble machine. Well, not a machine, a little party favor. It's a little tube. It's about 3-4 inches tall and about half an inch diameter, and it's got a little plug and stopper and a magic wand, and you can blow bubbles.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, and they're tiny bubbles and lots of them.
Yep. And Sinister Porpoise is reminding us about how women actually made modern computers what we know they are today.
Mm.
Oh, and Ada Lovelace Day is on Tuesday. On a Tuesday. Okay, we'll have to see when.
Does that mean we have to read horror novels?
That's Lovecraft.
Oh, Lovecraft. Oh, geez.
Yeah.
I know it had something to do with being happy.
Good stories, but I hear he is racist as fuck.
Yeah.
Sloth Girl loved craft of all kinds. That's why I still have many bins of yarn and craft supplies here.
She was crafty.
Yep. She was very crafty, and that's why it was almost her theme song to the tune of "You Want to Build a Snowman." Her singing, "Would you help me hide a body?"
And so, how many did you help her with?
We're not at liberty to say.
I lost count years ago. I mean, we knew each other for 60 years.
So it just kind of got to the point with, again.
Well, but she was the one who came up with the great idea that, if you're going to bury a body, plant an endangered species on top of it.
Oh, Jesus.
Because then the police won't want to deal with the paperwork required to dig it up.
Geez, that's really a good idea, actually.
The other one I heard recently, that's a good one too, is you have to dig the hole 8 feet down to put the body in it. And then you fill in some of the dirt, and about 2 feet above that, you put a skeleton of like a dog. So that, like if they're using that, ground penetrating radar and they see bones, they'll dig down, they'll find the dog skeleton, and they'll give up. Now, personally, my attitude always has been, your problem isn't having a body to hide. You just need a new concrete patio. Because I knew
You know,
how to do those.
there have been so many cases I've heard of over the years of somebody who did do that, who did bury somebody in their backyard and put a patio over them.
Yeah.
How do the neighbors not notice these things?
Yeah, well, those people usually do get caught. If they notice that somebody, put down a new concrete slab, like within a week of a person disappearing, that
And why
kind
is
of
my
raises flags.
mind going to what Trump did to the Rose Garden?
Ooh.
Ooh.
Well, actually, it was Melania who did it first. And I,
Melania's sister has not been seen in years.
Well,
I was thinking that, Melania was trying to prep it to finally get rid of him, but you can see, in every picture of her, you can see how pissed off she is that he hasn't died yet.
You ever see the video of her being mentioned during his little peace prize ceremony?
Yeah.
Uh,
Well, she
I haven't
always
seen
looks. She
that.
always looks like that.
Yeah.
She looks like she's. Oh God, she looks like somebody who's been sucking on sweet tarts.
Well, she's married to Trump. Can you blame
all
her?
morning, and somebody introduces her to a lemon. It's
Yeah.
Well,
just,
she is married to Trump. Can you blame her?
no, I can't. She just got a off. I think she's very homely myself. I find her to be completely unattractive on every level.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't think she's all that great.
Michelle Obama was hot.
Okay, Sinister Porpoise has a point. If somebody asks you to hide a body, be very careful if they start asking you to dig a second hole.
Sure, after lunch. Oh shit. Oh yeah, I did. Okay. I was forgetting if I took my medications this morning.
Molly is saying they got the streets cleaned up around here. Just in tight. It's always so bad
Okay.
when you shake your goosebumps loose.
We got a little rain last night.
Oh. So you've got that, layer of glaze on top of the snow now?
No, actually, Houston. I don't know about the rest of the state, but Houston was out plowing and doing whatever they have to do last night at about 3 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
They do an amazing job for this little town of 1,000 people.
Yeah, I heard the plows going all night here. I was up until 3-something in the morning, and I heard the plows going around.
This little town has its own water treatment facility.
Mm. As far as the snow clearing, St. Cloud is really good. That usually when a storm is forecast, they send the trucks out to spray the brine on the street before the snow starts falling,
Mm-hmm.
so that it can't form ice on the road surface.
Yeah, it works pretty well.
Yeah, I've been really impressed in the 5 years I've been here that they've been doing really an excellent job on keeping up with the streets.
And our little village here, town, city, whatever it is, does not pay for gravel to spread on the streets either, because we just go to the river, which is right through town, and dredge up all the sand that comes from way west. If you're it's on its way to the Mississippi.
Yeah.
And so they dredge it every summer and then use that gravel in the winter.
Nice.
Well, actually, a lot of the sand for the Twin Cities, comes because they have to keep dredging the Mississippi River to make sure the channels stay clear for the boats.
Yeah, all the rock around here is sandstone, so it's everywhere.
Yep.
Well, better than what they use on the roads around here, or at least on the earlier roads. yeah, some of the earliest roads in this area, basically they took Native American mounds and just took all the shell and stuff from those and used that for the roads.
Yeah, I've heard about that in a number of states.
Why would they need stuff on the roads?
Well, the compact it's what to put the roads on top of.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
So they wanted some shell or gravel or something, then they pave it over that. So all they did was just they had all these mounds laying around, and they just dug them up, and used that.
Yeah.
They were Native American mounds.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
who cares if they're grinding up a couple of the bodies of their ancestors?
So
Yeah.
so some of these older roads around here, you'll see like a little bit of shell on the side, and yeah, that's what that is.
In Pennsylvania, they use cinders. So is that why they've got to burn down a town every year?
In Wisconsin, we used people from Illinois. Oh, I'm sorry. I wasn't
Hey,
supposed to
Native.
tell.
Hi, Native Atheist. Thanks for the sub.
Is that a sandwich or a watercraft?
Subscription to my channel.
Ah.
I've got 12 subs now.
Keep going. It's really hard to get them nowadays.
And only 2 of them are me.
Do you know at one point, half of the Canadian Navy was submarines?
All 3 boats?
You're really close. After World War I, the Canadians bought 2 submarines from the U.S., and that brought their Navy up to 4 ships.
Canada rocks.
Yeah, I keep trying to get them to annex us, and I just... all I ever get is, oh, sorry, we'll get around to it.
God, I would love to be annexed. Oh, man.
Well, at least it's
Yep.
better.
It's so long.
That's at least a better response than I got. I mean, I said, please come annex Florida, and they said, no, you keep that.
Yeah. Well, I've been trying to get Canada to do it, since the early 80s, and I'm still not getting a response. I mean, by the time we elected Reagan, I was ready to leave the country.
Well, give a shout out to Katy Perry. Maybe she can talk Justin Trudeau into doing something.
So
They're supposedly dating.
I saw a meme to that effect. I wasn't sure if it was real or just somebody goofing off.
Yeah, I saw that too, and I thought it was just somebody trolling or something. A spooky song? No, that would be for Halloween. Did they deliver it late? Oh, well, should we get around to talking about our posted topic?
Yeah, sure.
Yep. That today is Human Rights Day. And I mean, to me it seems like a no-brainer that every human being has basic rights, but apparently there are a lot of people who disagree with that.
Like the right-wing America?
Yeah, like Trump supporters. I simply refuse to accept that anyone who voted for Trump a second time, really cares about minorities having any rights.
Or thought about it.
Or whether or not they're going to have any rights left.
Yeah, they don't see that happening. They think, that they're white, so they're safe. And
last I looked, Trump is somewhere around 38% approval. So that's pretty close to his floor.
yeah, but
Probably.
his disapproval rating has gotten to be like 60%.
Yeah, it's like something like 67%.
Yeah.
And if you add those 2 numbers together, guess what they come out to? Sorry.
Well, and even a lot of the people who voted for him have had enough of him, and are saying uh, on the theoretical possibility of him having a third term, about half of the ones who voted for him last time are saying hell no.
Well, you heard about the elections that happened yesterday. There were 2 elections.
No,
One in Georgia and one in Miami.
no, I
Yeah,
didn't hear the results of those.
I heard about the Miami one. I haven't really looked too deep into it though.
Well, you're the person from Florida. I would thought you would like be eating that up. The Democratic candidate in Miami mayoral run won, and it's the first Democratic mayor they've had in over 30 years.
Okay.
And a Democrat won a hotly contested seat in the state assembly seat in Georgia, in a district that elected Trump by 20 points last election.
Yeah. Well, and that's been happening in a lot of special elections lately, that,
It surely has.
districts that were 15, 20 points for Trump have been getting upset that either the Democrats are winning or the margin has been shrunk down to single digits.
Here, Gallup poll from November 28th. Trump is at 36% in term low with a 60% in disapproval.
Yep. So yeah, even a lot of people who have, generally voted Republican are finally coming to saying that, well, I hate the Democrats, but the Republicans are fucking things up so badly, I think I may have to vote for one.
So that leaves a 4% undecided. How can you be undecided at this point?
Exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Well, for what it's worth, 4% is pretty low as an undecided number.
Yeah. Oh. But yeah, that's on the human rights thing, and they're still trying to blame everything on trans people, which basically they're doing because they lost the fight about gay people, so they had to find an even smaller group to pick on.
Yep.
You guys hear about Jasmine Crockett? She has officially announced a candidacy for U.S. Senator from Texas. She'll be going up against John Cornyn. The bad part of it is that there's also a Texas Democrat who was running for Senate by the name of James Talarico. Talarico, maybe I forget. Talarico, I think. Who's this very progressive preacher type guy. And he's going to be primarying against Jasmine Crockett, and they both would be excellent choices.
Yep.
So it's going to be a tough decision down there. I don't know if either of them could win in Texas, though. It's pretty rigged down there.
Well, a lot of it's going to depend which map they have to run on.
Well, the court has decided that they can run on their newly gerrymandered map.
I know that was going up to the Supreme Court. I didn't know if the decision had been released yet.
I think it was an appeals court, because a lower court blocked it, and an appeals. So it's up in an appeals court, and they decided no, you can go ahead with that.
Yeah, the state court told them they had to go back to the map they used in 2010. Yeah, and another telling sign is that as Trump's approval ratings tank, we're seeing more and more Republicans deciding that they're going to retire or they're going to run for a different office and, get out of Congress.
Yeah, there's something like possibly 20 of them looking to step down, maybe.
Well, there's
Mhm.
5 who have made the official announcement, and yeah, I'm hearing that it could be up to 20 that may decide to step down before the midterm election.
Oh, and do you hear who initiated a little legal trouble for herself? Lauren Boebert apparently has been caught taking funds, campaign funds, and using them for personal use to finance a trip to go see Kid Rock.
Somehow I'm not surprised coming from her.
Wasn't she, caught doing something like that before, but they just made it go away?
I don't know.
But yeah, there's a lot of that kind of stuff going around. I mean, even Trump was brought up on charges of using campaign funds to pay his lawyers in personal cases.
Back into the Human Rights Department.
Yeah.
Down in Alabama, there's a man who in his 60s, just your average guy, owns his home, has a family, who's of the blue persuasion, and put up an anti-Trump sign in his yard, which he owns the property. And his neighbors have taken a dislike to it, and so have been harassing him and his family, and damaging the sign and damaging the property. And the police force has been doing slow drive-bys of the place, which is an intimidation technique they use down there. And he got more and more active defending his sign. He refused to take it down. Freedom of speech, blah blah.
Yeah.
And apparently went so far as to put barbed wire and or razor wire around it, and rigged firecrackers to pop if somebody was attacking it. Well, the police had decided that enough's enough, and they arrested the guy for all these trumped up charges, including a bomb.
Yeah.
So because he had it rigged with a bomb. They're firecrackers, kids. Firecrackers are not a bomb. Well, they tossed him in the jail, and his arraignment came, and they put a $400,000 parole or probation or whatever. What's that called?
Bond?
Yeah.
Bond. Yes.
Bail
Thank
bond.
you.
Yeah.
And nobody he knows or in his life can pay that, and so he has been in prison.
Yeah.
For like 6-8 months, something like that at this point. And they didn't just put him in part of the jail where everybody else goes. They put him in a medical confinement unit, so he can have no visitors, no phone calls, no nothing. They haven't been feeding him well, haven't been taking care of him. He apparently has some medical issues. He has lost like 80 pounds. And gee whiz, he's been all that time, and he's got all these fresh bruises on him.
Yeah.
And shit. And nobody's covering this in the media.
Okay. If he's in a medical unit, why no phone calls? I don't know of any virus you can catch over the phone.
Well, I think they have DSL lines, so it's.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just obvious they're trying to, really break him.
Well, that's the fine state of Alabama. Let's say that once more. It's a fine state of Alabama where human rights are a luxury.
Yeah. And that's the thing. It's scary. There are some states that I would be afraid to even drive through now. Like a bunch of people are organizing, another atheist get together, but it's down in Georgia. And it's like, not only Georgia itself, but I would be afraid to use the bathroom in some of the states that I'd have to pass through.
Yeah.
So-
Another a piece of good news, nothing to do with human rights, but whatever the Trump administration, of course, took away all the money from the Corporation for Public Broadcasting.
Oh yeah, I saw.
Well, the courts have decided you can't do that. That's unconstitutional.
Yep.
And so $36 million in funding has been restored.
Was it 36 million or 36 billion?
I think million.
He may also have to pay out for all the tariffs too, or the government, I should say.
Tariffs on public television?
No,
Oh.
all these high tariffs that Trump put into place. They're saying, yeah, you might need to pay that back to the states that they've had to spend.
I know that Minnesota has joined a class action suit put on by several states about that precise thing.
Yep. Yeah, because Trump's tariffs have had such a huge impact on, all the agricultural exports. So, yeah, a bunch of states that depended on the agricultural exports for a big part of their economy have joined together to sue him. Okay, and Jenny, you're right. It was 36 million according to NPR.
Well, I'm glad that that's been restored.
Yep.
This fucking Trump is just, he's fighting all these stupid little petty personal battles of his.
Yeah. Well,
And
they
it's
were
just-
deliberately trying to destroy PBS and NPR.
Oh yeah, they've been trying to do that for 40 years.
Yeah. Because these are places that report factual news rather than what the government wants them to say. Oh.
I saw a TikTok video this morning that it's always mixed when I see these kinds of things. But there's a guy, a MAGA,
Excuse me.
and he's got a family, and apparently one of his children has some sort of disorder or thing. I just forget what it is. That's why I'm hedging. Requires medication that he's been able to get
Mm-hmm.
for his copay of $10 a month.
Yeah.
And they just got the new quote from the insurance company, and it's gone up to $1,800 a month.
Okay, and this is something a lot of people aren't even aware of. But, if you're using Medicare, there are a number of different drug plans available.
He's not using Medicare.
Okay. But we are currently in the time that you can look it up and you can switch drug plans if you want to. And yeah, I went through that with my late fiance, and it took a lot of research looking up all the different plans to find out which one was going to cover the most of her medications. But when I did it, I wound up finding a plan that was saving her like close to $200 a month. So anybody who's on Medicare, you should look into that, and you should look, there's a link through Social Security, that will take you to all the different plans that are available to you. And like I say, it takes a while to read through them and, check your list of medications. But it's something that can be very much worthwhile.
Every insurance plan, whether it's Medicare or private, has a formulary.
Yep.
And each company has its own formulary, and some cover one drugs and some cover others.
Yeah.
And that's part of what I ran into with my medications, coverage being yanked. Because they didn't want to pay for one of my drugs. It's $2,500.
Yeah, so far I've been been good with that. That between the Medicare and the Medicaid, none of my copays have been more than $360.
See, what really pisses me off about this whole thing is big pharma. They whine and complain about spending all this R&D money. Oh well, we spend $800 million developing this drug.
Yeah.
So we want $10,000 a month, from people. But if you got a million people who are prescribed the drug, and it cost $800 million to create, doesn't that sound like each person's portion is about $800?
Also,
or is my math that bad?
yeah,
That's a question. I'm not looking for a comment. I'm looking for somebody to do the math in my head.
Yeah.
Is that correct? Am I doing that right? I'm very bad at math.
Yeah, my brain is having trouble just wording today. I can't math.
Well, if my numbers are correct, and it's $800 for a person for 8 million people, well, it's not going to take very long to recap that 800 million. Why are they still charging that outrageous fee?
Yeah.
Years after it's paid off. Well, so
Yep.
they can make their grotesque profit.
Well, and also if they develop a new drug, they've got a patent for what, like 25 years that nobody else is allowed to produce it.
Mm-hmm.
So they get a 25-year monopoly. But a lot of the research for these drugs is being done by the privately funded universities. So the drug companies aren't even paying for a lot of that. That taxpayers are already paying for that in supporting like state universities. Okay, Spooky says he can't do the math in your head.
That's okay. I'm not very good at it either, Spooks. Don't worry about it.
I kind of looked in there, and it's like I'm not cleaning up that mess to get to the problem.
Blech. There's this cat food commercial on TV, and all it is they got this cute little dish, this cute little cat dish, and this cute little cat, and this woman opens this pouch and pours out this brown gloppy substance. Doesn't even have any chunks. It's just slop. And the cat's, oh boy, let's eat this.
I can see how that would be very appealing to cats, though.
Yeah.
Actually, I've got a bird carcass that I'm gonna have to cook down. Because I was thinking, of just like giving my cats some gravy.
What kind of bird carcass? Blue jay, robin?
Turkey carcass left from Thanksgiving.
Turkey. Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah, the blue jays and robins, they're too small. You don't get much out of them. You need like a dozen of them.
For a cat?
No, to do a crock pot full of soup.
Oh.
Well, cats, its diet in the wild is something like 8 mice a day.
Yep.
I did blue jay casserole once, and I just couldn't eat it because the color. I just couldn't eat gravy that's blue.
Yeah.
There was just something wrong about it.
But
I don't think you're supposed to include the feathers, Jenny.
Oh, fuck. I thought that was just roughage.
Wait a minute. Isn't that what they make the juicers for? So you can just drop the whole bird in it and it'll, grind
That's right.
everything up small enough to use it?
The Bassomatic.
Yeah.
God, that was still one of the funniest skits Saturday Night Live ever made. Was Danny Aykroyd and his Bassomatic. Oh, jeez, it was gross.
Well, the feathers provide you good phosphorus.
Yep. But I just, I wanted to just like, have gravy that I could give to the cats, but it's like all the commercial stuff has such high sodium that I know that wouldn't be good for them. And also, there's a whole bunch of normal herbs and spices people use that aren't good for cats.
Gothvash,
So
have you ever heard of that chicken that is black on the inside and black on the outside? It hails from Asia.
yeah,
That
just Google
big.
big black cock and you'll find it.
Yeah, well, you get something.
You find something, all right.
And it's just this average sized chicken, but it's black feathers. It doesn't, its comb up on top is black. It's not red, and its beak is black, and its feet are black. And they say that when you cut them open on the inside, all the organs are black too. It's like, whoa, kinky.
Yeah, this is like, what? Instead of red blood cells, does it just have melanin coursing through its veins?
I don't know, but I'd like to get a couple and butcher them and hold a dinner for a bunch of MAGA people. See how they like eating black meat.
It sounds like these would be very popular for goths.
Ooh, Goth, why are you mentioning BBC? BBC this week has taken another step into the hatred of trans people. And apparently part of their official policy now is that they do not even refer to trans women as trans women, but they refer to them as, quote, biological males who are living their life. Some insulting way of putting that they're living their lives as women.
Yeah.
And that they're dead naming any trans person. Yeah, that's that cock.
Yeah, don't mind me. I'm just putting a big black cock on the screen.
They're really spooky looking, aren't they?
Yeah. Yeah, when I first saw those, I thought they were AI, but, now I've heard about them from some reputable sources that they're real.
Yeah, they're real.
It's just weird that everything is black, that there's no other coloring.
There's another chicken variety that is bigger than a turkey. That they stand like 2.5 feet tall, something like that. And they're just this massive bird, especially when you see them next to a regular chicken.
Spooky's asking what color eggs do they lay?
I would bet black.
Yeah.
But would the albumin and yolk be the same colors as a regular chicken?
Interesting enough, chicken eggs do come in a variety of colors.
Yeah. Well, I know
the
that.
shells do, but the eggs itself, they're all
Yeah,
the
the
same.
eggs are all the same.
Yeah. Well, my sister keeps chickens, and she had a variety of different breeds. So it's like she was getting pre-colored Easter eggs.
Yeah, you can get brown. We've all seen brown, of course, and tan, a light brown. I've seen them in dark brown. I've seen them in a blue tint, a green tint.
She had one chicken that laid blue, one chicken that laid green, and one chicken that laid kind of a dark yellow.
Mine lays sort of a light teal color.
Really?
Yeah.
How do they taste teal?
No.
Yeah, I've heard of yes, other birds having green or blue or teal eggs, but yeah.
Yeah, well, famously, robin's eggs are blue.
One little trick if you got kids there at home and you wanna gross them out at breakfast, you take your basic egg and you separate the whites from the yolks and you stir the whites up a little bit with a little blue or green or whatever food coloring you'd like, and then put them back together in the fry pan and serve your kids green eggs. I suppose you have ham too. And that should be, by the way, green eggs, and ham.
Yeah.
Because without the comma, it sounds like the ham is green too, and you really should never eat green ham.
Green eggs and ham. Well, I hear Miss Piggy and Kermit are wondering where their kid went to.
Yeah, I have a feeling though that Dr. Seuss might have intended that to be taken as absurdly as possible.
Yep.
Yeah, mine lay eggs about like this color here.
Which one?
The second second from the bottom, from second from the right, or third from the left.
Yeah, the light green one there.
Yeah, that sort of teal, light green color. That's what color I get.
Cool. Sometimes I poop green, but that just means I ate too much licorice.
Well, that's
What are you
what
doing?
coloring will do it to you.
What are you doing eating licorice?
Oh, I love licorice.
Okay, we'll just hold tight. Hey, the help's on the way.
Where the?
Nope. Nope, you've got too many commas there.
For that to work, that would be greens, eggs, and ham.
I don't know. Maybe it's like you're either putting salad with it, or maybe it's in the South and you're coloring the. But yeah,
I met this woman who I wanted to date, and she was a writer, and I couldn't date her. I just couldn't bring myself to do it. She did not believe in the Oxford comma. You know,
That was a deal breaker for you, huh?
yeah. What is it with these people?
well, I believe in the Oxford comma. That doesn't mean that I'll worship it.
When you really investigate people's writing and judge whether or not they should have put in an Oxford comma, you find that almost all uses of the blah blah and blah blah should have an Oxford comma.
Yeah. Unfortunately, my general, writing mechanics really suck. My punctuation and spelling are just a business.
Well, some of us are obsessed, so just let us proofread your stuff. We'll fix it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
here's another giant cock.
Wow.
Yeah, that's one of those big ones. Aren't they fucking huge?
I thought
Damn.
Jenny was exaggerating. I didn't
No.
believe they got that big.
No, I was not kidding. Boy, I'd like to eat one of those.
Well,
Well,
when
you heard
said
it. You heard it
2.5
here.
feet tall, I just couldn't believe it. But
Well, you heard it here. Jenny wants to eat a giant cock.
That I don't think that's a cock.
This big fella is as big as or bigger than a turkey.
yeah, well, what the girl holding is what, like 9 years old or something.
Possibly.
So yeah. You
Figure
can see
maybe.
it. Huh?
Yeah, figure maybe about around 4'5", 5 foot.
Yeah. So you can see with its legs extended, the bird is almost as tall as she is.
Spooky, you helped your uncle. I'd ask, did it hurt?
Yep. But yeah, Jenny, if you are willing to proofread my work, I would deeply appreciate it because yeah, I know it's horrible, and I know you will probably walk up here and beat me up when you see it.
I
But
would not.
somebody needs to do it.
I would not subject anyone to proofreading my writing.
I would be happy to.
Okay, because I do need somebody to do it before it's released for general viewing.
Now I can proofread it, but if you actually want me to make corrections on spelling or grammar, then I have to charge per incident. It's a subscription service.
So Spooky, without hearing the chicken speak, it's hard to tell if that's Foghorn Leghorn or not.
Well, no, there's another way to check. Does the
Yeah.
chicken have all of its feathers numbered for just such occasions?
You're gonna have to help me out with that, Perp.
There were a couple of cartoons that he got all of his feathers blown off, and that was kind of a
okay.
catchline that he would go picking up all the feathers and say, "Fortunately, I have all my feathers numbered for just such occasions."
Say.
You notice how
I can barely do my own voice today. My throat's so scratchy.
You notice how Foghorn isn't on TV much anymore? Rarely, actually.
Yeah, he was another one of the characters that they canceled,
Mm-hmm.
trying to be PC about everything.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's a bidding war going on now over who's going to buy Warner Brothers.
I
Yeah, it looks like
Netflix.
Yeah, Netflix is. Well, it still has to go through, the court thing to get approval. But
Yeah.
Yeah, but I heard there were 2 other streaming services that were trying to outbid them. I don't remember which ones it was now, but
Netflix is currently the winner unless they say, no, you can't do that, which is unlikely to happen, I think.
Yeah.
well, it depends. Has Netflix paid Trump a couple of $1 million? That is the deciding factor in all these mergers. Have they?
Yeah, we can do this
Trump
the easy
enough?
way or the hard way.
It's hard to believe how many cases there are of pay for play out of this administration.
Yeah.
But they don't even try to hide it anymore.
No, that's with Trump's ballroom. He said he's even going to have gold plaques of all the people who contributed to it.
Yeah, well,
that's basically going to be listing the people who gave him bribes.
You know that the court said, everything you've done on that ballroom is against the law at this point. You can't just do what you've done. You cannot tear down the East Wing like you did. There's some talk that the courts might order him to rebuild the East Wing, exactly as it was.
Yeah, there has been some talk that they could actually charge all the construction workers involved for proceeding without the proper permits.
And then to play the game of the word game that they're playing with the permits. That, well, the rules and laws of all of this fucking Carolyn Levitt say that you have to have a permit for construction. Well, we were destructing, we weren't constructing.
Yeah.
It's like, we're now in 4th grade here?
Well, that is kind of Trump's mentality. He's a 4th grade bully.
Yeah, it is.
Well, there's been a lot of evidence that he has, the literary.
Did you guys follow the story at all about this student at Oklahoma University and the trans teaching assistant and the exam grade?
Yep.
Oh,
that. She barely referred to the article at all, and
I watched
went on a preaching rant.
I watched the services thing. I watched the Forrest Valkai's breakdown of that. Yeah, it's only 2 sentences.
What bothered me the most, of course, again, I'm a grammar Nazi, so what bothered me most about the whole thing is that this whole piece of crap that she wrote, it was easily at no better than a 6th or 7th grade level. There's like 4 or 5 word sentences, and there's no complex thoughts. There's no testing of theory. It's just absolutely an adolescent wrote this thing. It deserved a 0. Okay, should have given her a 1.
Yeah, well, all it was a Bible sermon, and that was the only thing that she showed any reference to was the Bible.
And even then, she didn't cite chapter and verse. She was like, "Well, the Bible says this."
and to actually say that something is demonic in a college paper, it's like, what? Oh,
I mean, what's your citation for that going to be? Like a 17th century exorcist manual?
And even different departments of the university have gotten involved and read it and all this stuff and said she absolutely deserved the grade she got.
Definitely.
Yep.
Of course, of course the teacher got put on leave.
Well, yeah, she was trans.
Yeah.
And now, did you
Yeah.
hear about this girl's parents? This
Well,
girl's
that's
mother is one of
This
the
I've heard.
lawyers for the
that.
moms of TikTok or whatever it is.
the
Yeah.
Moms
Moms
for
for
Liberty.
Liberty. Yes,
Yeah.
thank you.
She was the one who handled some of the Jan and 6 cases.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
she's been
Soros covered that in his analysis of it.
she's been attacking trans people for years.
Yeah.
So it's another
So
girl who's
it
been.
sounds like this could have all been manufactured.
So it's another example of a girl whose parents have pushed them into the limelight, just like Riley Gaines.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Riley Gaines'
I've
family
seen-
had that same kind of history of being anti-trans and right-wing extremist and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I've seen right wingers reacting to it, saying, "Well, it was an opinion paper, so it can't have a wrong answer." Well,
Yeah, you can when you're not on the subject.
Yeah.
yeah, it's an opinion paper about this article, not about the price of tea in China. Or
Yeah.
I asked you to
auto
write
racing.
me. I asked you to write me a paper on Fords, and you wrote me a paper on Schwinn bicycles.
Yeah.
It's not even that close of a comparison.
Yeah, you have to at least cover the topic you were assigned.
And not just 2 sentences of the topic that you were assigned.
Oh, Major, I meant to ask you. Sorry, this is random, but my brain is not holding things.
I didn't do it.
Does that get messy?
Yeah. Did StreamYard
Does
take
it like
away
come
all
out
of
of your
our
nose or your
backgrounds?
ear? Does it drain out of your nose or your ears?
What do you mean?
The brain, when the brain's losing stuff.
Our backgrounds?
Yeah, Purple said her brain wasn't holding things.
Yeah.
No, I see our backgrounds here.
Okay, well, I meant, for the main background that we had, like, fall and winter scenes. So am I just looking in the wrong
Fall
place again?
scene.
Okay. I was looking for a winter scene, that's all.
Yeah, we don't need yet another picture of Purple up there.
Yeah, so I don't know. I was not finding them because I was looking for them before we started.
We'll go with the leaves.
We can't
Hey.
see any leaves here anymore.
Hey, I got something I'd like to bring up for the chat. Hey, chat.
Okay.
How many of you have contacted Purple and volunteered to do a shift, a 2 or 3 or 4 hour shift over the Christmas holidays for all the lonely people on the planet that we seek to take care of?
Yeah, most people are doing 2-hour streams. There's a couple of people who said they could only do 1 hour, so there's some 1 hour slots available.
Oh, well, those 1 hour people,
Yep.
Hey now.
We've got a lot of spaces open on Christmas morning that I need to fill.
What topic are we doing unfinished?
So it's going to be a science stream about diffuse reflectance.
Wait a minute, what?
And there's a family connection that has a Christmas connection. So
What, you glued bicycle reflectors all over your mother? What?
I was hoping it was getting into how the moonlight reflects off the snow.
Is that
No,
seriously your topic?
yes.
Well, what the hell am I doing there?
Color commentary.
I never took. Okay, there. Roy G. Biv. There's my color commentary.
So
I've never taken physics. Okay.
So my job is to present the technical material, and your job is to say, okay, what does that mean in plain English?
Yeah.
Okay. Give me a try. Let's try one example here.
Okay, so diffuse reflectance is what happens when you pass light of a specific frequency through a solid object, Like for instance,
Oh, okay. So when you stick a
And-
flashlight in your mouth and it turns red.
yeah. Except that's a little bit different because flashlight is white light, which is lots of frequencies, and that has slightly different effects that can also be measured, but it's a different kind of analysis. But both of those would be examples of spectroscopy.
Spooky
Yeah.
says Jenny's the eye candy.
Yeah. So
Well, I know what spectroscopy is, actually. I can even spell it.
Yeah,
cool.
actually, it sounds like, well, it does sound like, maybe some of your experience with photography and lighting could come into it.
Yeah, I know so much about that. And wouldn't that, you said diffuse, wouldn't that be more diffractive, not diffused?
So diffractive would be if it were going through a prism.
Okay, so diffuse just absorbs the
Well,
tissues or frequency or material or solid object that it's passing through. It takes on those characteristics.
well,
It means
it's
that the
when you
light
diffuse
scatters.
the bomb that the person who planted it goes through the prism.
Okay.
No, that's diffused, which is different from diffuse.
So if I take a flashlight, and I have a flashlight right here, and I put it up against my hand, I see my hand. I don't see any light.
Yeah,
Yeah.
honestly, this is the
Well-
way my brain hears these things. That's why I, put them
Okay,
out
so
to
you mean if I take a flashlight and I put, oh my God, ooh, that's freaky. Oh gosh, you guys gotta try this. I take this flashlight and I put it up against my inner forearm, where all the veins are that we can see, and it shines into the skin, and so the skin around the flashlight is red and yellow because of the tissue. But then I can see all the veins individually and the blueness or the redness of them. So is that what you're talking about?
So the gadget that I have here is a laser pointer, like what you play with cats with.
Uh-huh.
And the reason I got a laser pointer is it does specifically red light, and so it's a better example of the kind of thing that my dad worked with. My dad was a research engineer for the USDA. So that's the family connection.
Okay, now are you serious about this
Yeah.
topic? Do I have to do a bunch of fucking studying on this crap before Christmas?
No.
the whole point is to have somebody there who doesn't know about the subject so that you can ask questions if he's going over your head.
Yeah.
Well, that shouldn't be much of a. But you can do that.
Yeah, Spooky is saying you shouldn't give spoilers.
Okay.
Okay, well,
Well,
I think
I'll
I'm in
give you a
trouble.
spoiler. The whole thing's happening on December 24th and 25th, and even into the morning of the 26th.
And Unfinished Journeys portion is going to be 7 to 8 p.m. on Christmas Eve.
Yep.
So blow off
yes.
that stupid church service and stay home and listen to the show.
Yep. Which
And
means
that's
with
Central
everybody
Time.
else taking 2-hour time slots, we've got to fill 1 hour from 6 to 7.
Oh, 7 to 8 is a central time.
Yep. Yeah, and that's I've got it all written down, but I'm getting very confused. I do every year with putting this together, because when you're trying to deal with time zones literally all around the world.
Mm-hmm.
Well, then you send out a rule and say all expressions of time must be in such and such format.
Yeah, well, like Okay, it happens that Christmas Eve is on a Wednesday. So we will be doing our normal Wednesday chat on Christmas Eve, and I fit that into the schedule.
Makes sense.
So in order to do that, I had to
Hi, Porpoise.
had to figure out where we were. Oh, actually, that was New Year's is also Wednesday.
May
So
the
I had
odds. Sorry.
I had to go and I had to find out that at 3 p.m. our time, where was it going to be midnight Christmas Eve? And it turns out that would be Madagascar.
So we're going to put together a midnight Madagascar show.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll bring the lemurs.
Yeah, someone had to.
Yeah.
Well, the other thing that Madagascar is,
Did they get there by
I
rafting?
suppose, less famous for, because you have to kind of be in the niche to understand it, is that is where they first found out that the coelacanth was not extinct.
That is true. I heard that story.
Yeah, that back around 1930, an African fisherman pulled one up, from between Madagascar and Africa, and a researcher there saw it. It was being sold in the fish market, and a researcher saw it and couldn't believe that that's what it actually was. And all the fishermen said was, "Oh yeah, we sometimes pull these up after big storms. They're junk fish. Nobody wants them."
They've recently discovered a fish that has legs.
Another one?
Okay. This one lives at the very deep ocean bottom, and it looks like an average, long thin fish, not a big circular one or anything, but a long thin fish. And its two dorsal fins and its tail fin have extensions that look like to be 6-8 inches long, and it stands on the ground, like uses them like a tripod.
Oh yeah.
And it just stays there all day.
Yep.
They said they recorded it over like a 6-8 hour period or something, and it never moved a muscle.
Yeah, well, that and the frogfish, show a couple of the in-between steps of what the creationists say, that a fin can't turn into a leg.
Yeah.
No, but a leg could turn into a flipper.
But creationists say a lot of things. Most of them aren't correct.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Of course, an interesting thing.
I'm sure he isn't happy with creationists either.
Spooky, you're cooking Christmas dinner. How long does how much time and at what temperature do you give Jesus?
I'm taking it this is one of those instances where your oven is broken. So rather than 30 minutes at 400 degrees, you think you can cook it for 400 minutes at 30 degrees?
And when you serve it, would you, like, Christ is King and all that crap, would you use a silver platter, or would you try to stay rustic and use like a slab of wood?
Yeah.
I don't know, this seems a little bit too early to be cooking Christmas dinner, don't you think?
Depends on what temperature.
Well, for what it's worth, in the context of talking about the day of Christmas, Spooky is saying, I'll be popping in and out as I have done every year.
Oh,
although she does say, I'm cooking Christmas dinner in the present tense. So
I think she probably meant this year, meaning at some indeterminate time in the future.
Wait a minute. You referred to Spooky as her? Is Spooky a her?
Is she? I always thought Spooky was.
I always assumed he, him. Spooky, what are your pronouns?
Yeah, we should be more in the habit of asking the people in the side chat about this.
Well, especially when they have
I
this
have
very
assumed
weird
wrong
looking
in a number
avatar.
of instances. Yeah. Although it was one of the things I had in mind when I picked my handle was that, purple would be gender neutral. Because at the time I wasn't actually planning to transition, but I did want to leave the option open.
Spooky's not answering.
Well, no, because Spooky popped out to check on the turkey.
Y'all should come on TikTok sometimes into some of the lives that we have there. And many of the lives, the host will ask for the person who says a single word, what is your name, your age, and your pronouns?
Yeah.
And I love all the gyrations these right wingers go through to avoid saying what their pronouns are. Well, I'm a man. Yeah,
Okay.
I didn't ask your sex. I said, what are your pronouns?
Well, and Spooky just did that because Spooky said I'm a bloke.
Okay, so I win the
Spooky,
contest.
what are your pronouns?
Yeah. But
Well,
it's really it's just so funny how fragile these guys are. There was a guy on the other night. He went 8.5 minutes. They time him to just answer the question. And this one guy who I've really come to enjoy says, "Okay, you don't have to tell me what your pronouns are." What they'll say, the guy will typically say, "I don't use pronouns." Okay. Then if you do use pronouns, I'll let you know that you made a mistake and you used a pronoun. And he's got this kind of buzzer. And the moment the guy opens his mouth and says, you've got him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so much fun.
Well,
These people are so stupid.
And even excluding trans people, I've been saying for decades we needed non-gender pronouns because if somebody is talking about Dr. Smith, you don't know if that's a male or a female.
Yep.
Well, we need gender inclusive pronouns. We do have a gender pronoun for things that we don't know the gender of or don't have a gender.
Yeah, but that's what I mean about this argument about using they to refer to a single person.
Shakespeare did it. It's fine.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not a new thing. It's been happening for centuries, literally.
Yep. First use was on Thursday at 6:30 in the morning, in the year 1367 in Lancashire, England.
Oh, I thought you were just going to stop at Thursday. I thought you were one of these last Thursdayists. That the universe was created last Thursday and we were all created with, like years and decades of memories. To think that's older than that?
Okay.
What?
They're in the burning building. Do we need to rescue one person or multiple people?
Is one of them Donald Trump?
Yeah,
I
it's
can't
a
answer.
Republican headquarters.
I can't answer that. They didn't give me their pronouns.
So also one gender neutral pronoun that I like to use is thun, short for that one, and that was proposed in the 19th century, and various linguists and linguist enthusiasts
You
have
mean
tried.
cunning linguists? All right, that should have been Jenny's joke.
Various people
Yeah.
tried to keep it alive with putting it in dictionaries and crossword puzzles and such, but it kind of fizzled out around the 1950s.
Thun, Thun.
Thon.
Thun.
Yeah, short for that one.
Oh,
That one.
I am currently in an argument because I left a comment on somebody else's video. And I said, that the difference between transgender and cisgender. And somebody immediately responded, "Stop using that slur."
Oh, talking about cis.
Yeah, so me and two other people are trying to explain that cis has never been a slur. It just means that you identify with the gender you were assigned at birth.
Oh no, take it back even further to its Latin origins.
Yeah, well, cis just
cis and
means
trans
same
are
as.
Same side as.
Yeah.
And trans is other side of. And
Yeah.
And it's been used in the sciences for decades and decades, and various sciences, I should say.
Yeah.
And since 1994, it's been used in the trans science profile.
Mm-hmm. Okay, the mystery is finally solved.
Just also make sure they understand that it's not spelled SIS.
Yeah, it's not like sister.
Because no, sissy. So many men think that's sissy. They get upset at that.
Yeah, I remember getting into an argument with William Shatner on Twitter about that. And it was William Shatner.
And it was nobody ever considered it a slur until Elon Musk said that's a slur.
Yeah.
No, it was before
Elon. No, there was before Elon, yeah.
Okay, well, he
Elon's not
it.
the first. Yeah, Elon is not the first transphobe to be stupid.
Oh, and he will not be the last.
It's not the first time Elon's been incompetent and wrong about something either.
True that.
In fact, he's known for being incompetent in any field except getting money.
When I was a kid, I always thought that if we were talking about multiple people and you didn't know if you should use he or she, you should just use heesh. But I like the chocolate company. My favorite chocolate company is the people who've always used pronouns Hershey.
Yep. Well, back in the 90s, I started. Back in the 90s, I tried to start the idea that, okay, you have she, and if you take away the S, you have he. So that if you take away the H, that we should just use just the capital letter E to refer to somebody without referring to a gender, just like you use the capital letter I to refer to yourself.
Or if you've got lots of he's and lots of she's, wouldn't it just be blended all together and just say sheesh?
Well, here's a helpful visual diagram to explain the difference between cis and trans. Think of a line. You have your feet on both sides, and on one side of the line that's cisgender on same side. You have one foot on one side, one foot on the other.
Wait a minute here.
See, one foot represents gender. The other foot represents sex. So if you have gender and sex on the same side of the line, then it's cisgender. Or cis. If you have one foot on one side and one foot on the other, and then it's the transposition.
But that illustration up on the top is really just telling me to have sex with feet. Would that be a pedal file?
Yeah,
Let me get the sounds.
Wah, 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 wah.
I never understood the foot thing.
Oh, I don't either. That's so weird. I can't even think of wanting to suck a toe.
Well, it's obviously an extremely popular fetish, but I just never got the attraction.
I mean, the only reason you put your toes in your mouth is when you want to bite your nails. Okay.
Isn't that kind of the thing about fetishes, though? They don't have to appeal to you.
Yeah.
Yeah. But no, it's just I've had to wonder about that one because it is so broadly popular that I'm just wondering what makes it attractive to other people.
I've never had a partner that has been interested in feet.
I'd imagine it would be probably difficult for somebody to actually articulate as to why they find it attractive.
Yeah.
These two.
Well,
it's the smell, man.
Feet stink.
Yep. What about the toe jam? Ugh. Do you
Oh,
wash
gross.
before you do this, or?
No, actually, for a lot of them,
And
you
what
know,
if they have athlete's foot? Ugh.
for a lot of them, the smell is the turn on. That they especially like to do it like after somebody's been running or working out, so their feet are all sweaty.
Ooh.
Yeah, you know, a lot of people apparently, part of the fetish for this and some other fetishes is that they're turned on by things because they're gross.
Our brains get wired weirdly.
Yeah.
Well, that explains the attraction to Trump.
Well, and I have to think that, any kind of fetish is somehow connected to some previous life experience you had.
I'm a fetish. You're a fetish. They're a fetish. Wouldn't you like to be a fetish too?
You are someone's
Yep.
fetish.
Probably.
Not
yeah.
me. I've seen my
No.
pictures.
Yes, you are someone's fetish.
Yep.
You don't want to meet that person, but you are that person's fetish.
Yeah.
Or do we?
I
Well-
would like to meet that person so I know who I have to avoid personally.
And Spooky, 100%. Your kink is not my kink, but your kink is okay. And yeah, as long as it's all consenting adults, do whatever you want.
And Purple, are you going to show the abbreviation
legal.
for that?
Make sure it's legal too.
You can make the kiak.
I didn't
Yeah, Spooky,
understand what that was when he put it up. Yeah.
Yeah, Spooky, thank you for spelling that out for us.
Let's see here.
And that's actually, it's one of the issues I'm running into, with trying to date now, is that, yeah, I've had guys online messaging me because they have a kink for trans women, but it's like, I'd like to date somebody who sees me as a person, not as a fetish.
I don't know. I'd take a chaser. I just want to get laid.
See, that's in a casual encounter.
I'd give him
Yeah.
your phone. I'd give him your phone number, not mine.
Yeah, well, okay, booty calls or fuck buddies are one thing, but yeah, actually, like being in a relationship with somebody is something totally different.
Hey, look on the bright side. You could be asexual.
A sexual what?
Yeah,
Someone who does not experience sexual attraction.
I had a friend who came to me because he has found himself in a very strange dilemma. That he had already, he had come out to me as gay some time ago, and he came and confessed that he has a crush on a woman who identifies as Arrow Ace. He had to ask me what Arrow Ace meant.
You should have just told him it means he has no chance.
It means
Well,
means you use a deck of card for target practice.
Yeah,
Well-
I tried to give him the full explanation, and then I just summed it up. And the short explanation is that she's not going to be interested in dating.
Maybe a close friendship, but
Yeah,
That's
well, that's
about
the thing, that they're already friends, and he was kind of hoping it would develop into something more. And it's like, no, not if she's telling you that's how she identifies.
Not even a little lickage. No.
Well, I was trying to look up the whole foot fetish thing, and I'm getting a kick out of the AI saying something about phantom limb syndrome. But anyway, onto an actual little site that has medical news today. They list several possibilities. One is from Freud. This is just the toes are a stand-in for a penis substitute. Another hypothesis argues that they occur due to learning that being attracted to defeat leads to a reward. That people can link a typical non-erotic object to a body part to arousal through positive feedback. Another one is research proposed that the fetish is due to sensory input in the brain. The neuroscientist, I'm not going to try and bother pronouncing that guy's name, suggests that the part of the brain that processes the sensation people get from feet is next to the area that receives genital stimulation, which may account for some people's foot fetishes.
Athena wants everyone to know she has a very nice butt.
Yeah, all I can see is the tail, so we're good.
Going back to that, the first one you said about that the toes are penal substitute. So I suppose any given foot could have one Trump size and one big giant size.
I'm not sure if I'd put too much stock in that one, seeing it's coming from Sigmund Freud.
A lot of what Freud said is
Yeah.
no longer considered.
See, in that case, it'd be sometimes a cigar holder is just a cigar holder.
Yeah.
Athena, what are you doing, kitty?
And over on Reddit for just kicks and shits and giggles here, one person suggests that it may have to do with the feet not being exposed all that much, thus creating more of a sexual kind of thing for when they're exposed.
Sort of
Yeah, that's
Sort of
true. That
taboo.
you don't see them in public a lot, so that makes it taboo.
Yeah.
Athena, kitty.
That's a reasonable hypothesis, I think.
Yeah,
What are you
yeah, I
doing?
would think so.
Well, hiding those kind of things is important. I mean, it's Victorian women had to cover their ankles because those are just
Yep.
too much for men to bear. Hell, they even put pants legs onto pianos. They did. I'm not
Yeah.
kidding.
Yeah, no, I have seen that referenced. The Puritans were,
Really fucked up in the
Yeah.
head.
yeah, they were worried that a man might get turned on by a shapely leg, even if it was a piece of furniture.
And then A Christmas Story came around.
Yeah,
I saw this. I guess they called it folk art on Antiques Roadshow, and some guy that about 100 years ago carved a table or made a table, and the table legs were legs with feet. human type.
I've seen a lot of modern ones like that like they used parts of mannequins to make furniture. They just look creepy.
So, Jenny, I'll join you on TikTok when you can get all the teens off of it.
Well, Australia started that. Australia has banned anybody under 16 from social media.
Particularly the teens that I have to teach.
Oh no, I don't want to know anybody you know. I mean, students.
Yeah.
No.
I
can see where that would be a huge problem between student and teacher.
Purple. Should I bring up the topic I was talking about before we started, or should we hold off and shelf it until we can get either Samami or
Yeah, I think we need somebody who knows more about it because
I can play clips from the stream though.
Yeah, but I think all of us will just be talking about fragments. So
yeah, okay. Well, I'll shelve it then.
Yeah, let's assume.
I'll still share out the link to the stream though.
Yeah, let's just wait until somebody who was actually in that stream can be on the show.
Well, here's the streaming in question. So I definitely recommend you go check that out. It's about it runs about an hour and 32 minutes. So
yeah.
Is that the show?
Warning for people that it's
warning.
Yeah. It deals with a sexual assault within the atheist community.
Oh, was that the thing that Jay Bundy was talking about last night?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, that's what Jay Pocket Locker was on.
So Spooky has confirmed that the ankle request was directed at me, which makes sense since I'm one of the two people on camera.
Is anybody else hearing an audience going, "Oh"?
No, I'm hearing a furnace going off.
Oh, okay, I gotta reboot then. I'll be right back.
And I'm seeing that we're going to get snow tomorrow night, according to my One Weather app.
Yeah, looks like the whole issue of the sound getting stuck for Jenny is back again.
Well, looks like we are supposed to get snow tomorrow night.
Aunt told me to check my Discord, and I did see a message there that that Sumami said that she's too busy today.
Okay. Yeah, we'll wait until we can get one of them on. It was kind of last minute with me contacting the apostate sisters there too. So.
Okay, yeah, Aunt, I'm looking at the note you left.
Is this something I want to know more about, or is it something I'm glad I don't know about?
Probably glad to not know.
You might want to hear. You might want to hear it.
I will do a very careful synopsis. A member of the community did a very unfortunate thing, and people are discussing it, and that's all I'll say.
Okay.
So now that Jenny's back, should I go ahead and fulfill the ankle request?
No.
Oh, baby.
No.
Wait a minute.
I want to see his ankles. Come on. I don't even know his name. I should at least see his ankles.
Okay, but Jenny, we finally have something we can make money off of here. You know,
I don't have Patreon. You do.
Yeah, well,
only ankles.
but Jenny, you've got Kofi, so if anybody wants to see the ankles, the side chat has to get together, and we have to see at least $50 sent to Jenny's Kofi.
I bet I could register.
Geez, for $100, I'll show you my ankles.
Nobody wants to see my ankles.
Actually, my little hospital stay, I lost a little weight, and my ankles are thinner than they used to be. Ankles are amazing. You look at some people, how thin their ankles are. You wonder how they can even stand up without breaking their feet.
Yeah.
And then, of course, there's Mr. Cankles.
Yep. I do not have cankles. I have well-defined ankles.
I have cankle.
So
it's a partial cankle. Every once in a while, my right leg from about, just 1/3 way up the shin down to the toes swells up. Nobody knows why.
When you said it as a singular, I thought you meant that your legs had merged together from the shin to the foot.
Nope. Just one of them's misbehaving. Mayo Clinic couldn't even figure it out. I had like 20 different tests at Mayo Clinic, and they couldn't figure out why my ankle does that. And they finally agreed with my theory, which is, well, when I had my heart bypass and they stripped some veins from my leg, they took too many or too big ones, and it doesn't have enough return flow path.
So the bad news is only ankles.com is taken. Although if you want it, you can buy it for $99.99. But
Or
you can register.
Sexy ankles.
Onlyankle.com for $4.99.
Onlyankles.com. I like that one. only glands difference.
So if it's only ankles, you don't have to show your feet.
Listen,
well, no, because then you could cut off your income from your toes page.
Listen, just think of all those Puritan repressed people you could make money off of if you go to onlyankles.com.
Yeah. And I
$99.99, not $9,999.
I don't know. I would have to think about it a bit. I have decided that I am okay with people grifting MAGA people.
Oh, absolutely.
I no longer have any ethical issue about that.
Speaking of grifters, did you hear the latest out of the Trump plan? They was back in June or May or June. They announced a Trump telephone.
Oh yeah.
and of course they haven't been able to deliver, but people had to prepay.
Yep.
Like 125 or something like that, and they haven't been getting them, haven't gotten them, and they won't for forever. But what they're doing is say, well, pay us another 130, and we'll send you a refurbished Samsung or some phone, Android phone.
Yeah, some common cheap phone from a couple of years ago.
And what?
Yeah.
Oh, I cannot wait until that man is out of office.
I cannot wait until that man is out of the living population.
I cannot wait till that man is fed to a bunch of pigs. And we film it.
Why would you want to damage the pigs?
Oh,
Yeah.
they could eat anything.
Yeah, but I don't know. All that spray tan stuff is bound to make them sick.
Oh, yeah, and all that McDonald's residue.
That kind of goes with my rule of thumb about lunch meats. If my cat won't eat it, I won't either. If the cat decides that's not meat, I'm just not gonna.
What does your cat refuse? Certain lunch meats?
Oh yeah.
Like
Well, bologna for one.
what?
I wish I were an Oscar Mayer wiener. Why?
And like hot dogs, it's certain brands. Like the Schweigert or Ambassador hot dogs are fine.
How does your cat feel about blood and tongue sausage?
I don't know. I would never purchase such a thing.
I see. How about knockwurst?
I know I haven't tried that either, but
Knockwurst is like is the same kind of sausage, same kind of grind, and it's like halfway between an Oscar Mayer hot dog and an Oscar Mayer bologna.
mhm.
Well, just remember, he who loves the law or a good sausage should never watch either being made.
I might have just gotten somebody fired.
Oh, how'd you do that?
Amazon delivered my package to the wrong house.
Oh. Did you get your package then?
Yeah, I got my package. My neighbor had it,
Oh.
fortunately. So
Yeah, they were going to give it 3 days, and then they would say, no, it never showed up here.
Was it just like the house next door?
yeah, it was just the house next door. But
I can see how that can happen if you have a mailbox on the curb, that it could be uncertain, which house the mailbox belongs to or something.
Nope, neither of us have a mailbox on the curb, but I've seen worse. I mean, once they delivered a package to my place, that went in 3 houses down and then on the other side of the street.
Yeah.
I've seen a Ring video camera, or video, I should say, made seems to be becoming popular, of delivery people who go the extra mile to hide your package.
Yeah.
Well, with Amazon, they take a picture of the package before they drive off, so you can see it's there.
Yeah, but I know what Jenny means, that the drivers will intentionally hide the package for you so that, somebody can't see it from the street and come and grab it.
Oh, that, yeah.
Exactly, Spooky.
I do know that Sammy's son is a fan of Braunschweigert.
Vienna sausage is a hot dog. A Vienna sausage is actually, it's a Jewish hot dog made only with beef brisket. No other part of the cow is allowed.
Okay, what brought Vienna sausage into it?
I thought you said Vienna sausage. I'm sorry.
No, Braunschweigert.
Liver sausage.
Yeah.
Actually, Braunschweiger is smoked liver sausage. Liver sausage is liver sausage. They are not the same.
I knew it was different from liver sausage. I thought it was just a different spicing, but
Well, it is. One is smoked and one isn't.
yeah. But Sloth Girl really liked Braunschweigert, so I found out that Sammy enjoyed that too.
Oh, I love liver sausage.
The good news is that
So, Jenny, I didn't know you were such an expert on sausages.
My dad was a butcher.
Ah, okay.
I worked in his meat shop sometimes.
So I take it you know as much about sausages as you know about sausages.
I probably know more about sausages. I buy those instead of pretzels.
Well, I have let's just say more than an average amount of experience with sausages.
Yeah, so we're onto the stories of how Jenny he helped her father with with his meat, huh?
In the early part of my life, yes, and at the end of my life, I helped him with that meat too, with the catheter and stuff.
Yeah, well, I mean,
And
At the
if
end
you
of-
ever want to go through a really fucked experience in life, is go maintain one of your parents' catheters.
That'll do it.
Yes, it
At
will.
the end of your life or at the end of his life?
The end of his life.
Yeah, that's not what you said.
Oh no! At the early in my life, I worried about my dad's meat, but it was the meat in the meat shop.
But then you said at the end of my life. Too.
Oh, okay. I guess I meant end of his life.
okay, well, I'm glad that you are not still keeping his meat around until the end of your life.
I'm just glad I'm not dead yet. That's...
I thought maybe Jenny was a ghost.
And I will also share with you that your father's wee-wee is not as big when they're older as when you were 8 years old.
I don't want to know how you know.
Yeah, I
We
don't want to
lived
know
in-
how you saw it when you were 8 years old. That
we
sounds
were,
like
fam-
something
we
that
were a
should be
family. We lived
reported.
in the same house, and sometimes those things happen. It's like when you walked in on your parents having sex. Did any of you? Am I the only one who did that too?
I did that. I did that only once, and that's because there was a fire.
Listen, I am absolutely sure my parents never had any sex.
Okay.
I might have once. I really have. I can't tell.
Might have been IVF.
Wait, Porpoise. So, are you saying that you are the new Messiah? That you were born of a virgin?
Well, she's got the trans part down.
I am absolutely sure my parents never had any sex. That I remember. Never mind that they had to at least have it on 3 occasions.
Well, you know, as the Bible stipulates, those are the only occasions where it's permissible to have it.
I walked in on my daddy making my mommy very happy. You haven't spooky? Oh, geez. Well, I'll send you the video.
Now, I'm only pretty sure they never had sex with each other because they seem to hate each other.
There is that possibility. There is nothing to prove that your mother actually had sex with your father, only that your mother had sex with some man.
Well, unless you take a DNA test. But
Or raccoon or something else. You don't know. My grandma used to hang out with horses, so.
Oh, well, or possibly, a porpoise. They're kind of aggressive in that way.
Oh, they're very rapey.
Okay, so maybe that's why we now have a sinister porpoise.
And ducks, which is an interesting thing because ducks we know to be very rapey. They will go after each other. They will even do homosexual things. But
Yeah,
it explains linguistically. Explains that first, chicken and egg kind of thing. The duck came first. The fuck came second.
Yeah, ducks have even been observed to be into necrophilia.
Okay, I don't need to hear anything about that.
Yeah.
Yep.
how do you know that?
It's just something I read that they
It-
have filmed ducks going after a dead duck that was laying on the shore.
Well,
I mean, I know some odd things just because you just pick things up and don't forget them, but they're not really that odd.
Well,
Yeah.
this is also how I know that homosexuality is natural and that dragonflies are drag queen prostitutes.
yeah,
Yes, and there's
but you were telling us about necrophilia. Okay.
Yeah.
And in the wreck of the SS Kamloops in Lake Superior, there's a dead body in the engine room.
Which, by the way, necrophilia is a dying art.
Oh.
Yeah,
I can't believe
since you're having our
5 minutes of discussion for one joke. Jeez.
Yeah. Male otters are also pretty bad.
I found them to be very satisfying.
Male otters will kidnap a
Oh
pup,
my.
male otters will kidnap a pup and hold it underwater until the mother consents.
See, now that requires somebody to have interpreted
Wow.
intent of an otter brain. That's kind of a stretch for me.
Well, they do kidnap the pups, and the mother has to do something to get them back.
You otter do what he says. Oh.
I'm sure we'll be seeing these people all at their open mic nights, open mic comedy nights at their local bars. Because I'm pretty sure Jenny was talking about cucumbers, not otters. Although I don't know how you know a cucumber is male.
The male ones are the prickly ones.
Those are called pine cones.
Oh.
Well, there is also these.
I guess I should have cut down that tree.
There is also the sea cucumber, whom pearlfish often live up their butthole, and not necessarily a one-on-one relationship. They've observed up to 3 or 4 pearlfish going into a single sea cucumber.
Oh my.
Okay, Hunter says the otters dive for food to get their pups back.
I don't want to think about. I don't want to think about otters as evil. Stop telling me these things.
I don't want to grow up. I'm a Toys R Us kid.
I have reconciled that these are sea otters we're talking about. That the adorable little river otters don't do anything bad.
Oh, okay.
Whatever helps you sleep at night.
As long
Well,
as
I
it's
need
not
something
your
to help
otters.
me sleep at night. I've got a family of stuffed otters watching my bed.
I'm pretty sure stuffed otters are not known for any of that.
Yeah, well, those, they were ones that I bought one at a time for Slothgirl to begin with, and now they are extra special because the night that Petunia died, when we came in, she had made a nest out of the family of otters, presumably because they still had some of Slothgirl's smell to them.
She probably knew something was going to happen.
Oh, yeah. No, she was having trouble breathing by the time we got home.
Just like one of my sister's cats loved my former brother-in-law. Like the day he died, the cat was going to the door, just meowing pitifully. And then when my brother-in-law came home and sat down, the cat crawled into the lap and just... The cat was waiting for his favorite person to come home.
Well, the next animal that we can put into a image of ill repute would be the raccoon. The University of Arkansas has recently come out saying that their observations say that raccoons are beginning to fall on a path of domestication.
It's not quite that clear cut.
Well, that's what the headline said.
Well,
I think people just want raccoon pets.
Oh.
There was also a news story recently of a raccoon who broke into a liquor store
Yes.
and got drunk off his ass and passed out next to the toilet.
Well, let's be honest. We all felt the need for
Yeah.
that.
Haven't we all done that when we were in high school?
No. Some of us were good girls.
No, I didn't really start drinking until I was 25.
It was
I
my
was a
first year of
Mormon.
college that I did it.
I went to college way too late, and it was far too late to start partying.
Yeah, I couldn't afford to go to college. All I got was a year at a tech institute.
You were all born at the wrong time, college, and I'm sure Journey can back this up. College was only about $350 a semester back in my day.
Not where I went.
Oh, you're a rich guy.
Guess it would depend on the college too.
Yours was like what, 600 maybe? No.
Okay, keep in mind Jenny is also talking at the time when they used seashells for money.
Oh, so she means 350 deer. Particularly
Well,
deer
on
with
deer
antlers.
we just use their horns. Yeah, it was antlers. No, honest God, University of Wisconsin was about $350-$60 a semester in the early 70s.
On Wisconsin, on Wisconsin.
We
And
don't have
then-
it. We don't have an antler. We only have an antler. Sorry, Jenny.
That's okay. That's fine.
And then 3 Mile Island happened. Actually, I was telling my class it's like I'd driven past 3 Mile Island and they didn't believe me. It's like, no, it's literally in the middle of the Susquehanna River. You can drive past it.
Yeah, we've got a nuclear plant about 40 miles from where I live, so I've driven past it quite a few times. And actually, when I moved to a town that was a bit closer to the nuclear plant, they apparently, with every new resident, they came and delivered a package,
But
which included these pills we were supposed to take in the event of a nuclear leak.
Iodine.
oh yeah, probably iodine.
Yeah.
So your
Yeah,
body
there was
doesn't
some kind of iodine. I don't remember what.
Now, do you know how to decide how far away from a nuclear plant you should live? You have to be outside the line where you can say, "What was that?"
3 Mile Island was just brought back into operation. And was your power plant the site of America's most famous nuclear disaster?
Yeah.
Well, they made a movie about
It was. I didn't know 3 Mile Island was in Minnesota.
Well, you know, I mean, it's no Chernobyl, but
It's big enough to hurt you.
But no, 3 Mile Island was the site of America's most famous nuclear disaster.
yeah, definitely. I'm sure there were several movies about it.
And they made a movie about it.
Yep.
What was that again?
I think you're thinking of the China Syndrome, which came out before
Yeah.
Yes,
3 Mile
thank
Island.
you.
Rather, it came out about the same time.
And Jack Lemmon drove a BMW 2002, a late model 74 to 76, Sienna Brown.
But 3 Mile Island caused so little damage physically, so.
I heard that they are talking about opening it back up.
Oh, they've already done that.
No, I mean the reactor. There were 2 reactors there, and the one that failed.
No, just the one that didn't. They're not going to bring Reactor 2 back online because that's damaged.
Well, they can fix it.
Yeah, probably too many parts fused together.
Think of all the jobs.
They brought Reactor 1 back online for a Microsoft data center after it had been shut down. It's the first time it happened.
Porp, what do you think about this discussion that's going on right now about the AI and the people wanting to build all these data and processing centers to serve AI, and the fact that the market itself is pretty much just a bubble right now, and it's going to crash like the .com bubble?
I think the tech bro CEOs are pushing things too fast and too far on people, and people don't really want these systems. It's like a lot of people are switching over to Linux now just because the most recent Windows update
Yeah.
forced features on them, and
Yeah, but America is famous for convincing people they need a product that somebody just invented.
I think we
Yeah,
need
but
to be a lot more responsible with these.
Wisconsin
Yeah.
is a little concerned about it. There's one for sure. I believe it's Microsoft that's building it, or opening it. There's another one up here towards I think Wausau or Lac du Flambeau area, and there's like supposedly like 3 others under discussion, and they're looking at Wisconsin because of our water supply.
Yeah, I am concerned with, the data centers just because of the potential environmental impact.
and a lot of times they just want to try to replace people. Large language models are not going to replace people the way they want them to,
Yeah, they're not.
because they've tried that and they've had to hire a lot of people back because they found out it's like, oh, hey, hallucinations are a problem. They can still say dangerous and idiotic things.
Yeah, the only thing people want AI is for is drawing pictures of Trump in diapers and things. Yes, which is a very good use.
Do you think we'll ever be able to get an AI that doesn't hallucinate?
Hey, there is no such thing as big Linux. Linux is open source.
Yeah, there was a company that had decided to put AI into a teddy bear, and they had to recall them because apparently the teddy bear told an 8-year-old how to build a bomb.
Keep in mind there are different types of AI, and if people just want to put machine learning into a teddy bear, like just for it to come up with something, that's fine.
I did hear of a tale of some kid got in a discussion with AI, and it started to try to what did they call us when they thought we were pedos? Indoctrinate kids.
Yeah. There have been a couple of cases of AIs who were telling people to extinguish themselves.
Actually, I saw something. I was doing laundry and saw something like that in 60 Minutes where someone did commit suicide after a discussion with a chatbot.
Yeah.
And some state in this last week also came up with legislation. It's not new and novel, but the fact that the whole state did it, making it a felony with some rather high penalties for revenge porn.
Oh, good. I'm glad that somebody's finally addressing that.
But what you're talking about here is mostly something known as the alignment problem, where these things do not have human ethics at all.
Right.
They're just doing math, essentially,
Mm-hmm.
trying to predict. I mean, it's more complicated than that, but they're trying to predict the next most likely word or series of words.
Yeah, I remember with Grok there. It was Grok 3, not the current version of Grok, but I decided to see how it would handle the trolley call problem. So I proposed several trolley call problems, variations of it, to see how it would respond. And then I decided, okay, let's see if we can throw in something realistic. So I took some stuff that Trump was doing and threw it into it, and see what it spit out. And basically, it said, yeah, it'd be a good idea to take out Trump and his entire cabinet until we have a Democrat as president. I couldn't get it to. I couldn't not, and I tried to convince it otherwise. I could not convince it that was not a good idea.
That sounds weird because a lot of people have put up challenging right-wing politics statements and things, and it comes back sucking up to the right wing and Elon Musk.
Yeah, sometimes you'll see that problem a little bit more with the when you're talking to Grok publicly, and that's usually with the current version of Grok 4.14, or 4.1 is or 4.2, something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's more. You'll see that more with the current version when you're talking to it publicly. But I was talking to it, the behind the scenes, that private little chat that you have.
Listen, if you want to make a program that'll do nothing but praise Elon Musk and metaphorically suck his dick, you don't need a large language model for that.
Yeah.
What do you mean when you say large language?
I.e., they need lots of data.
Yeah, that it's
As
not
opposed to a
really
small
artificial.
language model.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's not really artificial intelligence. It's just, scanned a huge amount of the internet to find out, what words generally are associated with each other.
It's still artificial intelligence. Keep in mind, artificial intelligence, we're just trying to simulate human intelligence.
Yeah.
Okay, if they were to be able to take an AI system and teach it the way they do things, and it was finally able to take a dump, would it then be just intelligence, not artificial? Would it be natural intelligence?
I don't know if taking a dump is a task that normally requires human intelligence.
True.
No, yeah, because all sorts of animals do it. So
You can do it in your sleep if you have diarrhea or something. Never mind. That's icky.
Yeah, it's interesting that whole Grok thing. I even did the whole little side-by-side comparison of how Grok responds, when you ask it in a public chat versus when you ask it in the private thing, to see how it responds. And it will respond differently.
Hey, I personally loved when Elon tweaked Grok so it was calling itself Mecha Hitler.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And he did it right before Thanksgiving, so he gave us our racist uncle to be our fact checker at the dinner table.
Yeah.
I hate people using AI.
I will. Don't use it as a fact checker. If you're going to use it for anything, at least use it. You can use it as a starting point and just look up what it says. That's about as far as you want to take it.
Yeah, but the intellectually lazy just do not do that. They think Google is full of answers.
Yeah, they just Google and they take the first answer they get, which is the AI
Google
summary.
Google is just a giant Rolodex.
Google is full of answers. Some of them are even right.
Yeah, that's the thing. You have to be able to sift through it and decide which ones are good answers and which ones are bullshit.
And sometimes just casual research, like, let's say I want to look up what date did the Daniel J. Morrell sink on Lake Huron.
That would be Thursday at 3:20. Never mind.
Actually, I think it was a Thursday, but I think it was November 29th, 1966 or something like that.
The 29th? That's the day that Fitzgerald went down, isn't it?
No, that's November 10th.
10th, okay.
Okay, I'm going to have to go walk Molly, so unless you guys are going to be wrapping up, I'll come back.
All right.
So I'll see you guys later.
Later,
it
Gator.
really was. All right, so yeah, I got the date right. It was the 29th of November, 1966.
Okay.
But
so what happens when you ask AI that?
Oh, that was just Google, and that gave linked
to
Wikipedia.
Jenny, 29 might be in your mind because there were 29 crew on the ship, and the song lyrics talk about the chapel bell ringing 29 times.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we're talking about...
I'd buy that. We don't know what the circuits up there are doing anymore, so...
We were talking about the Daniel J. Morrell, not the Edmund Fitzgerald.
That sounds like a dog food company.
Actually, I believe it was a Pennsylvania State Senator. But in this case, it was a Great Lakes freighter that split apart because of brittle steel.
Which is a problem in those cold lakes.
Or was until they stopped using that type of steel.
Well, that's one of the things they blamed the Titanic on. The iron that they used in those days was just too sensitive to the cold and cracking as a result.
Yeah, they're also claiming that was part of why the hood went down so easily, because the steel was sourced from the same place that the Titanic's was.
Well, it doesn't matter where you source it. It's what the alloy is that you're building.
I mean, the Daniel J. Morrell was not the only ship that went down because of brittle steel.
Yeah.
Another one on the Great Lakes was the Carl D. Bradley.
I'm trying not to go down because of brittle bones.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure your bones weren't made using the Bessemer process.
No, not likely. But I did use a Bessler enlarger in the darkroom.
You know,
There were 29 men on board, but difference between the Fitzgerald and the Morel is one person survived on the Morel.
Okay, 29 men, but what were their pronouns?
He, him, I would assume, but
No, it would be
but they're a little too.
now, Jenny, you shouldn't be laughing at them.
But all of them are a little too dead to ask.
Well, so where did they bury the survivor?
I don't know because he died in 2000. He died in like the 2010s.
No, you don't bury survivors.
That's
When
what
he
I've been
actually
doing
died,
wrong.
I'm pretty sure they did.
Then they're not survivors.
He didn't
Well, they
die during
survived
the
that
wreck.
incident. Yes.
Isn't there like supposed to be one person that's still alive who was on the Titanic?
No, I think the last person on the Titanic died
Yeah.
over a decade ago.
That's something worth mentioning, that this was the first year in history that a survivor of Pearl Harbor was not able to attend the anniversary memorial.
Oh,
Yeah.
There are more than one of those folks alive, but they just were not of the physical ability to make that trip anymore.
hi, Sammy-san.
It's interesting to think that we're going to live through a period where all the World War II veterans are gone.
Yeah.
They had some World War II vet. He was like 105 years old, and he was a pilot or something. And they let him go up in his plane that he used to fly in, and let him pilot for a while.
Oh, hold on. I've got an email.
Okay, nobody move.
No, someone asked me if I'm going to be at graduation this weekend. I'm not graduating with my master's degree.
Can we move now?
Yeah, I'll ask him. I mean, we did work on this project. I'll ask him if he wants me to be there.
The first mate of the Titanic survived the Titanic sinking, and he went on to use his personal yacht during the evacuation of Dunkirk in World War II.
Well, that's paying it forward, paying it back, actually.
Yep.
Oh, did any of you hear about that absolutely bizarre family? No, fuck, where was it? I think it was Texas, San Antonio, maybe.
I was going to say, as long as it isn't Pennsylvania, it wasn't my family.
Some neighbor was walking down the alley, and they heard screams and cries of an adult woman coming out from this backyard that was fenced, and the fences were all covered with canvas, so you couldn't see through. And it turned out that the woman there was keeping the special needs adult, who was in her 20s, I guess now, in a dog kennel out in the backyard.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, the person who caught this apparently knew something was going on.
Yeah.
He regularly walked by that house.
Yeah.
But this is the first time he actually saw someone.
Mm-hmm. And apparently there's some investigation going on, of course. And this woman is a foster mother. And so now they're trying to investigate how many other children did this woman have in her possession, and treated like this. So it sounds like it's going to become a big case.
In her possession. I don't know. That's a weird way of phrasing that. I would say in her care, not her possession. It's like she doesn't own.
Well, if they're doing that to them, that's not care. That's possession.
Oh, now my computer keeps making the notification tone, but it will not give me any clue what it's trying to notify me of.
Probably of a Windows update.
Yeah, but I mean, it has made the tone like 24 times in the last 2 minutes.
Well, I'm not in front of your computer. I don't know why. So
yeah,
you have an appointment you're forgetting?
I don't put those in the computer. They're only in my cell phone. It's just annoying.
Wait, you don't mind? You don't have multiple Touring Complete devices that connect to Google Calendar?
Nope.
I don't use Google Calendar.
The only time my phone talks to my computer is when I plug a cable in to transfer the pictures.
You do know your phone's a Touring Complete device, right?
A what complete device?
Touring. Your computer is too.
Yeah.
You are.
Yeah, I'm just...
Well, you're not a device, but...
Hey, I just got used to the idea of being able to use my phone as a camera. Okay, let me take it one step at a time.
Are you saying Turing as in Alan Turing?
Yep.
Yes.
Oh, okay, I get it now.
Yep. Yeah, actually, for organizing the Christmas marathon, I've got it all written on a big sheet of white cardboard.
Speaking of which,
and
I
Jerry
need to
uses
set up for a date.
Aunt Jerry uses a paper calendar. I'm
Okay.
sorry. I'm sorry, Aunt Jerry, you can't be here any longer.
Oh, well then I can't be here either then.
You just said they're in your cell phone.
No,
she
actually,
said she keeps it on a sheet of cardboard.
Yep. My cell phone is just the alarms to remind me when I've got something that day.
I don't want to have to wake up at 5:30 a.m. tomorrow morning.
I don't want to have to wake up at all tomorrow morning.
Don't say that.
Well, no, I just mean that, I'd rather wait until it's at least mid-afternoon.
I mean, yeah, of all the times, my favorite time to wake up in the morning is about 11:59. But that is because my natural sleep cycle is not that of a morning person.
Well, that's the same here, that too often I am awake until sunrise, so, then getting up before noon is really problematic. But hey, I'm doing better. I got 8 hours sleep. That is, of course, the total of the last 3 nights together, but...
Listen, if you don't force yourself to go to sleep at a regular time if that's not your schedule.
Yeah.
Unless you have to. It's like if you get to sleep at 4 a.m. and need to wake up at noon, and if you can keep that regular, that's fine. And it's not like you're falling asleep during cabinet meetings.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, I do fall asleep at random times in the afternoon then, and I can't get it to be a regular schedule. My brain will just not accept that it's a 24-hour calendar. So I cannot go to sleep at the same hour every night regardless.
What was that buzzing noise?
Okay, you heard it too, so that wasn't my computer.
Yeah, it wasn't. Yeah, I was wondering also.
Yeah, I was just wondering, it sounded to me like there was like something getting in the fan of my computer or something.
Could have been.
It sounded like somebody's vibrator.
Okay, now we know
Wasn't
whose
mine.
vibrator it was.
It was my blood pressure cuff motor.
Oh, okay. Are you up above 80/40?
90/50.
Well,
52 actually.
Okay, well, at least it's a little bit of an improvement.
Yeah. I do have one of those, and I hate that I have one, but it was just a situation where, for whatever reason, they were not getting the thyroid meds out on time, and it just messes with your blood pressure.
I do not want to go to the ER with this blood pressure thing. They'll just want to fucking keep me there again. And I can't afford that.
Yeah.
For positioning for big sleep. Hey. Sleep, it is a gentle thing, beloved from pole to pole.
Spooky has been blaming you for shilling for all sorts of big corporations lately.
What is big calendar?
The calendar conglomerates.
Yeah, well, you were trying to push us all to go to these electronic calendars, rather than taking the ones we buy at the store. And you remember when virtually every place would give you a free calendar? Generally, sometime in September, they'd start giving them out.
I got my free stick 'em calendar from the convenience store.
Jenny, do you take meds to raise your blood pressure?
No, I take meds to lower my blood pressure. And sure, this is something new since I got out of the hospital.
Okay.
The doc's been saying for the last couple of weeks, it's all your hemoglobin's just got to build back up. Okay, that wasn't me.
That was
And
me.
I can barely speak English. And my blood pressure gets real low, and I get dizzy and shit. But they said that I should be better than I am.
And that's where you're planning to go to the
So
stadium later.
they're wondering if I have another bleed going or something, and I just don't want to go back to the hospital.
Okay, but if they know about this, are you still taking the meds that lower your blood pressure?
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Because if I didn't, because when I wasn't for the time that I was in the hospital, because they want to clear your body and figure out what's going on, I was back up to 150 over 100, and that's like deadly.
Okay, well, can't they like reduce the dosage or something?
Well,
so
that's
more
what
in
the whole
middle?
discussion's going to be about, and they'll want you to stay there and feed you chemicals and take your blood every 10 minutes and shit for however long they decide they have to do that. They tied a little tourniquet around your arm to get your blood, when they want to poke in your vein. I keep those, so I keep track. I have 27 for my last hospital visit.
But Jenny, if there's any bright side to that, think of all the vampires you're keeping from starving.
Well, you've hit on one of my biases. I really don't like vampires. I wouldn't give them my blood. I'd shit in their mouth, though.
Okay, what if it was a female vampire and she was hot? Would you invite her in?
Probably not. She's a vampire. I don't like vampires.
I was going to say, that reminds me of a cartoon I saw where you see like two vampires on one side of the table and two cats on the other. It's like, all right, we are now convening the meeting of people to figure out more ways to get people to open the door.
I saw there's a YouTuber called Punky Doodle that just I love the little cartoons that they do, and they had one of two vampires laying there, each trying to describe the other because they couldn't look in the mirror to find out what they looked like. So then they each tried to draw each other, except they both had the drawing skills of a fourth grader. Like I say, just look up Punky Doodles on YouTube. There's some great stuff.
Am I a witch or a warlock?
Oh,
what if I'm an artificer?
That's a cute little blue kitten. I think more animals should be blue in color.
And
most people do not understand what the definition of a warlock is.
I don't think it matters, because if we're going to go with fantasy like classes, I'm a virtual adept from Mage the Ascension.
Okay, well, but a male witch is just a witch. Witch, it does not have a gender specific to it. A warlock is specifically a magic user who gets their power by enslaving demons. Bewitched fucked that up in the 60s, and nobody's got straight since.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Language changes over time.
Yeah, well, yeah, not until they ask my permission.
I don't think it works that way. I don't think we say, hey, we want to change the meaning of this word to this, but we need Purple's permission. I think if people just use a word in a certain word, that becomes an accepted definition over time. It's like people who get all uptight over using whom. It's like we might as well drop that word from the language at this point.
Okay, and what the fuck is with whose? Why is whose spelled with an SE at the end instead of just being who apostrophe s?
Because who apostrophe s is who is.
who is. Whose is the possessive. Just like it is it apostrophe s, but its possessive is its.
Okay, but where did the e come from?
People who like to add letters to the words
Yeah.
make it more complex and difficult for immigrants.
I would blame the French.
Sounds good.
Yeah, I generally blame the French for any letter that we have that we don't pronounce.
That's probably accurate. I mean, English is just a weird mix of languages.
I can't remember what the word is, but somebody posted a word. Oh shit! I hate my memory. It was a fairly common word, but it has three it has three consonants in it, and you don't pronounce any of them. It's like,
Night?
Well, Jenny,
that might fit.
Jenny, you are right there with my best example. Eau Claire, Wisconsin. They spell it with 3 vowels and pronounce one that isn't there.
You mean like plateau?
Platui, Platiao.
Yeah.
Whomsith. Ranger says Whomsith.
Yeah, Whomsith sounds like it probably was proper English a few hundred years ago.
So how good are you at your spellage? Oh, I'm
Me?
sorry. I'm sorry. That's the wrong word. Spellnosity.
Hey, just because I programmed in Pascal, I can spell procedure correctly anytime I want.
Procedure.
Correct.
I love the hesitation.
Eastern European languages need to buy a vowel. Yeah, there is that problem of the languages where you have 3 or 4 consonants in a row with no vowel, and how do you pronounce that?
Listen,
It's easy. You grew up in Milwaukee.
I think what we need to do is bring back Anglo-Frisian Futhork as the English alphabet.
There's
I
a
will
part.
die on this hill.
I would have to Google what you said if I even understood it or had any clue how to spell it.
Don't you want everything you write to look like something out of J.R.R. Tolkien?
Could
Charlie.
be cool, but would we risk running into the problem with the Chinese typewriter?
The Chinese typewriter?
Yeah, a Chinese typewriter, you literally have a large stack of interchangeable keyboards that you have to swap in and out to type all the characters.
Anglo-Frisian Futhork only has 38 characters, one that represents every phonetic sound in the English language.
Okay. Hold on a moment.
I thought that was me.
It probably was the original alphabet for English. Until we adopted the Latin script.
Well, just as long as they teach us these children in New York Arabic numbers.
Well, I did hear 56% of Americans favor teaching Arabic numerals in schools, and the other XLIV% want to make Roman numerals great again.
Still can't get over that, can you?
It's not. The problem is, I literally had an argument like that with someone on the bus coming home from like a test.
Oh
My
shit!
Ivy Tech finals once, where he's going on. It's like, it would be a shame if we taught our kids Iraqi numerals in schools. It's like, do you mean Arabic numerals?
They couldn't even get the number, the type of numeral right.
Well, I was trying to ignore him at first because loudmouths on city buses are not new. But he thought he knew something, and he thought he was making a point. It's like,
Bigotry is so blind. One of the groups that I'm in with on TikTok is a group of, who's in the group varies, but it's generally the same group of people it feeds from, and all of them are very educated in
just meaningless things like bioneurology and biology and some of the other higher sciences that have to do with humans and human bodies and chemistry and all this kind of cool stuff. And these goddamn asshole trans-hating maggots get on, and they can't even get past the concept that there's XX and XY are not the only chromosomes available to people.
Well, why learn more than 8th grade biology when you don't have to?
I know, and it's like you guys are you're not even equipped to come into this discussion, much less understand it.
But in any case, with that guy in the bus, it's like I started going into him, and everyone on the bus was like looking at me like, "Yeah." It's like we wanted to tell this guy off for a while. Because I think, a lot of people just ignored him. It's like finally someone just was tired and just knew more than this guy and started to put him in his place.
Which begs the question: Did the TV series Cheers create Cliff Caven, or just give him permission to be more vocal? I hate Cliff Clavens.
Cliff Clavin was often right, though. This guy was just... Honestly, the only reason I said anything, because 1, he was annoying me, and 2, I was tired, because I really was trying to ignore him. I just wanted to get home.
Yeah, but sometimes you hear all that much stupid out in the ether around you, and you just have to say something. You just have to.
Yeah.
And I do. I'm one of those people who just can't help but comment when it just goes on and on and on. And it's so much fun to hear the audience cheer. It's something that everybody knows except this person.
I don't even know if they knew it. I think they just thought this guy was a loudmouth, and they're like, "Yeah, someone's putting this guy in his place."
Sorry, I had to take a phone call, so I missed some of that.
We were discussing Cheers and Cliff Clavin.
Oh,
did you hear that the Trump administration has in the last 24 hours or so basically brought to a complete end the tourist industry of the United States? They've come up with a new rule that if you're a foreigner and you want to come to this country, you have to submit your entire social media history
for 5 years,
going back 5 years, and include names and addresses.
Oh, I didn't hear about that part.
Really?
Yep.
There are so many things that are going to be overturned once Trump reaches heaven.
It doesn't look like he's too long for this world as is.
Yeah.
Well, we hope.
There's some physical therapist PhD on Twitter that is tracking his behavior, his symptoms, and just all the crap surrounding Trump, and about his dementia and falling apart. And saying he does not believe that he's any more than 3 to 6 months left for the world.
I think what we need right now is like a House movie. Have House come back. And do an episode where you have a Trump-like character where House has to can't see him but has to diagnose him.
Sounds good. No,
I'd
back.
watch it. I mean, House was a great character.
Yeah,
I never watched it.
I only got to catch a few episodes here and there.
Hi, back.
I mean, not that he was not that the character didn't have issues with, but
that was the point of the characters that he had issues.
But you have such lines as, I'm surprised a rational argument worked on a religious person. Because if they did, there would be no religious people.
You know what else is cheap? little itty bitty baby coffins.
And then there's one episode where like a Chinese like teenager comes in trying to get birth control, but brings her grandmother in for something else, and is trying to like lie to her grandmother, and then the teenager finds out House speaks Mandarin. It tells the mother what she's up to.
Or the one with the lady with the inhaler. Do you know how to use the inhaler? Yes, of course I know how to use it. Show me. And she ends up like spraying on herself like perfume.
Was that the one where he says it's
Yeah.
like, how long do you recommend I avoid sex? And he's like, on an evolutionary basis, forever.
It might have been. I don't.
So,
Oh, I
Porpoise,
imagine. Sorry, go ahead.
I was just wondering what you thought about Australia banning social media to anybody under 16. How are they going to make that happen?
I don't think they're just going. The problem is with a lot of these social media things and like trying to restrict porn usage is that they're not well thought out. Like, and they're privacy violators, not to mention they're opening up people's data. Now, I do agree that maybe we should not sell cell phones to people under like 17 years of age, at least not smartphones.
Yeah.
Or see, we have tried. I mean, a couple times, like they've tried to like do something with smartphones. Illinois has finally said it's like you're gonna come into the classroom, you're gonna have these phones, but you're gonna put them in pouches where you can't actually use them. And a couple people have done that.
Yep.
Gosh,
The
back,
issue, I mean, what people are worried about is like, what if something happens? And I've had like parents like text people or students in classes. It's like, your parents should know don't text you during school hours, and you should know not to reply.
gosh,
Like,
when I was in college, all they were worried about is whether or not you snuck a calculator into your chemistry exam.
why would that be a concern in college? I mean,
Because at that time, electronic calculators had literally just come out, and an average student could never afford them, but some students could. And
Yeah.
so they had to say nobody gets to use them.
oh, you were allowed slide rules though.
Yes, slide rules were allowable.
That was one of the first.
I learned how to use a slide rule in my freshman year of high school. It was part of my mechanical drawing class.
That was one of the first few kids in my high school class to have internet access. Was at home.
Mm-hmm. I pretended to learn how to use the slide rule for years myself.
Yeah, and then they're like, "Oh, I was texting my mother." It's like, I didn't ask you who you were texting.
The cool quotient of having a slide rule is just having it be seen in your pocket.
Besides, now it's like if you're like a high-level math student or
Well,
science student, one of the things you'll have is like a really weird calculator.
I think Jenny had a slide rule until they found out where she was sliding it.
Are you sure that was a slide tool? Because I thought the word for that was sex toy.
Yeah,
It was
but to
depends on who
everything
you're
a
with.
sex toy.
If you're creative enough, anything can be used for a sex toy.
No,
daring enough.
There's limitations. I'm sorry.
Or daring enough.
Well, you know,
Or stubborn
a porcupine will slide in very smoothly. Taking it out again is a different issue.
You know, you have no idea how many of my former teachers I want to go back and show them a cell phone.
Yeah.
Not only do I have a calculator in my pocket every day, but this is a computer that's more powerful than anything you're going to see for decades.
My dad once told me a story of how his science teacher in high school said that we'd never go to the moon. It's impossible.
Yeah. when I was in high school, every semester I signed up for typing. And every time my guidance counselor took it off my schedule because he said, "What do you need typing for? That's a girls' class." Okay. And ignoring my current presentation because he didn't know about that. If I ever find this man, I will strangle him with a keyboard cable.
I took typing to help with seeing as I had 2 strokes. That kind of helped.
Yeah, well, it is getting late, so.
Demon Orb has it. That's what they kept telling us, is that, well, you're not going to have a calculator with you all the time.
Oh yeah.
Well, technically we don't. We have something much more powerful than a calculator with us.
Yeah, well, but it has a calculator app in it.
I'm going to say, it just happens to have a calculator app. Sometimes even more than one, depending on the person.
Okay, yeah, I think we should wrap this up. We're past the 3-hour mark already.
Yeah, I already left and came back.
Yep. Okay, so Porpoise, you have anything you want to plug?
Oh. Well, if you want to follow me on Thapper, that app, it's Mad Computer Scientist. Go follow me over there. Right now, as long as I have this job, I probably will not be too active on YouTube for a while, even though I would love to come back someday. Well, probably I will come back to Mad Computer Scientist when I have more time. But finals week, this week for college, grad school, and having to proctor finals next week. Be excellent to each other. Follow me on Clapper. So long, and thanks for all the fish. And in case Jenny forgets, be gay, do crimes.
Well, they're working hard to make it a crime just to be gay.
That they are.
Yep.
Hey, how's the project going, Journey?
So, yeah, the Let Freedom Ring project is coming along. I have 3 of the 8 people contributing audio stuff have sent theirs in.
I still need to.
Nag. I'm starting to get into nag mode. That reminds me, one of those people I have to send a text when we're done here, because he's going to be recording his in my studio. And I the flag image that Jenny hooked me up with, I've decided that since that one image is going to be the only one showing during Mage's part instead of showing multiple images. I figured it would be kind of nice for it to for that flag to flutter.
Mm-hmm.
So I went to an AI website, and I uploaded the horizontal image of the flag, and I said, I want this flag to flutter for 10 seconds. And immediately it gave me exactly what I was after. I was really happy with that. But I'm like, you know what? I want to make both a horizontal version and a vertical version of this video. So I tried telling it. So I uploaded a vertical version of the same image, and I gave it the same prompt, and it didn't really understand that I was trying to do exactly the same thing, only rotated 90 degrees. So it showed vertical image of that flag with a sky in the background, and and the attachments to the flagpole at the side, which in rotated form would be the bottom stripe of the flag. I was like, okay, the flag hanging vertically, and no background behind it. And what it did with the no background was it gave me a PNG image of the flag ruffling. I was like, yeah. So ultimately, I decided to use my video editor to just rotate the video.
Mm-hmm.
If you want, I can flip that.
The problem with your switching around like that is the direction of the airflow is wrong. Sorry, the air does not go down against a flag; it goes across the banner.
I'd deal with it.
I think this falls under she has a valid point, but what percentage of the people are going to notice?
More than you think, because it's one of those unconscious things that everybody's got in their head and never thinks about it until it clicks and they see it and experience it, and then they go, something's wrong.
More importantly is the where your star field is. You need to fix that. Needs to get fixed. You just need to mirror.
Yeah, and I have done that, and I've uploaded the corrected version to the Twitter group chat. So, Mage, if you want to pop both the horizontal, like first the horizontal and then the vertical version.
Okay, I see it. Let's see. Get the first one here.
All right, chat. You tell me if I'm right or they're right. I know
You're right.
Jenny, I know you're right. It's a question of, do we care enough to force him to do all the extra work?
Yes, we're paying him a lot of money.
How much are you paying him?
Twice what they're paying you.
I'm not allowed to speak to that.
Well, I
now
know
that's
Jenny,
now that's perfect, lovely. But since this is a thing about all of this trans woman's accomplishments and freedom and all that kind of stuff, shouldn't there be some trans symbology in that picture too?
Some of the flag images that I had come up with did have that, but this one you specifically picked out. So,
Jenny, I know math isn't your thing, but I'm just going to inform you that 0 times 2 is still 0.
Is not. It's 0, 0.
Hi, Maya.
Hi, Maya.
Maya, baby.
We're supposed to be wrapping things up, so we should be shutting down in an hour or so.
That's just that ain't right.
Airflow could be blowing down on it.
It is right if there's a fan above it, or if maybe it's just shrugging off the water on it.
Yeah.
Well, that's
exactly.
It looks like it's dripping. It looks like it's dripping, not waving.
Yep.
There's a fan above it. That's my canonical explanation.
And shouldn't there be a frog in the corner or something? No, it's
frog in the corner.
Yeah, the inflatable frogs.
Actually, I think there should be a before and after picture of a frog in honor of Alex Jones.
Gay frogs. A pair of gay frogs. That's what you need.
A fabulous frog.
Rivet.
And actually, even using my video editor to rotate the video footage, even that was kind of complicated. There's like 3 or 4 different places where there's a crop command, and each one of those does a different thing. So it took me a while to figure out how to.
It doesn't have a rotate command?
Well, it does, but then the aspect ratio is wrong.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
and cropping to get from horizontal aspect ratio to a vertical was it took some figuring to get it to work.
Well, I like the horizontal that you came up with better. The flowing thing bothers me, but I am obsessive. I admit to that. But that writing on the side. Sorry, you got two cues that this is just messed with, not actual original or anything. That's not.
Yeah.
I prefer the
Well,
horizontal.
Well, like I said, deal with it.
Ugh, bitch.
Well, you did get the
And-
orientation of the pride flag correct. That the red stripe is supposed to be on the top.
Roy G. Biv.
So, also, well, Spooky, the flag is as finished as it's gonna get.
No. If it was finished, it would be blue with a white cross.
That is terrible.
There you go. No, white with the blue cross.
Well, I do plan on moving to Switzerland because I've heard the flag is a big plus.
Oh.
These are jokes, people.
Well, yeah, we need a select on the screen for that.
So, and in related news, I had been wanting to include an openly trans clergy member for the line "Land of the Pilgrim's Pride" to emphasize that we're not just atheists. There's Christians and there's religious believers also.
Yep.
And we're not fighting against religion, we're fighting against bigotry. So I asked a friend of mine who's a pastor in the Methodist Church if she knew of any openly trans clergy, and she knew of some, but she didn't know them personally and wasn't comfortable contacting them specifically about this project. So I talked to another woke friend of mine who's an Episcopalian, and she did some Googling and came up with a staff member who is trans, and I contacted that person, and they were really excited about the project, but they informed me that they were not clergy themselves. They're in a lay position, which means it's a volunteer position. They're not paid.
Yeah.
Because I knew Jenny was gonna interpret that a certain way.
No, no. You want to lay people? That's fine.
Anyways, so that person, gave me the contact link for an association of trans clergy members, and I've filled out their form and sent an email, and I haven't heard back from them yet. So I might be getting back to the one person that I have contacted with and say, hey, since I haven't heard back from them and you're willing to be a part of it, we'll do that. So, and I don't know if I'll have it done by Christmas, but I'm doing what I can on my end to have like all the images ready to drop into it.
We can make it longer.
Oh, easily.
Well, I mean, we've got to less than half the panel. We've only covered 2 of the 5 people so far.
Miss Wisconsin attending Nutcracker. Huh, interesting headline.
Okay, Jenny?
What?
You got
Sure.
anything you want to say before we go?
Well, actually, I do. And I'd like to thank the Sinister Porpoise. When you're thinking porpoise, think sinister and seek out the best or whatever, something like that.
When you think of sinister porpoises, think of the sinister porpoise.
Oh yes, that's it. Well, what she said. Anyway, thank you for stealing my slug at the end there, because I have something else I want to say seriously. If any of you folks live in any rural areas, or if you are in a major city but you have some connections out to the rural lands of some location, please take the time to investigate in those communities if they have a food bank or other support for soybean farmers that may be out there, because they're starting to suffer. I live in the middle of 10,000 acres of soybeans around here, and I can see the difficulty happening now. It's already started.
Yeah, there have been a record number of farmers declaring bankruptcy.
Yeah, and so see what you can do about helping them out for Christmas. And that's it. Well, and don't get caught.
Think of sinister porpoise. I've done my job.
Okay, Jenny, did you say we should help out people and don't get caught? So we're not allowed to be seen helping out people?
In this day and age, that could be a capital offense. So,
well, that's true. Giving water to people standing in line to vote is a prosecutable offense in some states.
Yep, Georgia.
Why did that sound like the old He-Man jingle? Like when he's going across the ET, returning a wild to face Skeletor.
Yeah, you're right. It did sound like when he's riding his battle cat into across the territory.
He-Man was gay, right?
No.
Yeah.
But She-Ra was in the new reboot.
I am not certain whether or not it will be a majority of the fans who would argue about that point. He was certainly a gay icon.
That's true.
I'm pretty sure Johnny Quest and Raj were gay.
Yeah, my sister had a serious crush on Johnny Quest.
That's weird. At least I picked Cheryl from the Musketeer, and it was an actual human.
Well, my first crush was on Bill Bixby, but that was before he got irradiated.
Speaking of that, somebody crossed some of those glowfish genes into, I think it was just standard catfish. And so they now are breeding catfish that glow. They're in the daytime. They glow all the time.
You mean they made bioluminescent catfish? Okay.
Yep.
No, the DNA stuff. They fuck with DNA.
Bioluminescent catfish.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Anyway, so of course I am working on the Christmas marathon, which will start at 5 a.m. on the 24th and run until 5 a.m. on the 26th. So still have some slots open I need help filling. On the 24th, we have noon to 2 p.m. and we have in the evening 4 to 7 p.m., which could be broken up into 2 slots if we need to. And Christmas morning, we have a couple of slots from 4 to 6 a.m., from 6 to 10 a.m., and from 10 a.m. to noon. And then way at the end, on the 26th, we still need somebody to take the wee hours from 2 a.m. to 4 a.m.
All right, whoever is playing that music.
That was an alarm on my phone going off.
Wait a minute.
National news is just starting, and the lead story is the U.S. has seized a oil tanker off the coast of Venezuela.
Oh, I'm glad it's not about oil.
You mean they didn't blow it up because it was full of drugs?
No, they kept it because it was full of oil, and Trump wants that.
Yep.
But this is not even a questionable story. They had films of them coming down from helicopters and hitting the deck.
Why are we trying to provoke a war with Of course, we want the oil.
Future tense is no future tense is no longer valid here. We are in a war. That's a act of war to take a ship from a sovereign nation in international waters.
Not only that, it's not a warship; it's a merchant ship.
Yeah, well, this would fall under piracy then.
Your heart fiddly dee, being a pirate is all right with me.
So anyway, if anybody can come up with some people who could fill some of these empty time slots, please refer them to me.
And if any of you out there in the chat are going to do such a thing, and you would like to have a brilliant guest on your show, Maya Atkinson,
I'm available.
Just let me know. I'm available. Baby cakes.
Oh, and yes, there's one other thing to plug. Speaking of, I will be on Maya's Bad Science Sunday on the 21st.
Oh, see? Picks you and doesn't pick me. God damn it.
All right, go Saturnalia, everyone. Remember, keep Saturn in the Saturnalia.
Okay, and Jenny.
Beck just showed up. Beck, hi.
Yep.
Beck's been here.
Jenny, Maya's telling you to hit her on Blue Sky.
I don't hit sisters.
Okay, well, thank you everybody for coming. Appreciate all of you in the side chat who just contribute extra to our chats. And of course, we need to thank our supporters: Kitty the Atheist, Robert X, Greg Hartwick, Sandy Shore, Skits Crasher, Regios, and Junie. They each send me a few bucks every month to keep things running here, and it was enough to pay for another year's subscription on the StreamYard. So with that, we will just bid you all farewell.
You mean we'd only have to talk to like 2 or 3 people and get them to pull off those Patreon donations? We could shut this whole turkey down?
What?
Probably not.
Okay.
I don't think you want to shut this turkey down. I don't think you meant that.
Well, if somebody wants to give me a Christmas present, it would be really nice to finally get to 1,000 subscribers. I've been at this more than 7 years.
I would normally have said shut this puppy down, but I was just trying to be holiday-ish.
I still don't think that's what you mean.
Okay, goodbye all.
Later.
Be yourself.
Have fun.
Be excellent to each other.
Don't tell your mother.